In our last session, the group found the portal key and had met up with Sayo at the gatehouse after the investigations. Sayo emphasized that he didn't want the damn reports and wanted a first-hand account from Verity, whom at least he trusts to have a modicum of sense when it comes to things. The group, Verity and Hayes recount the gnome in regards to appearances. And Sayo thinks that this is something to be kept note of for another time. Sayo disturbingly remarks that the Kardic's final explosion was reminiscent of a powerful demon known as a Baylor, or at least the essence thereof in its creation. He suspects that there's something more going on with the Kardic's in its weird amalgamation of parts and abilities. He speculates a bit on the blood war in a language that none other than Reus and Verity understand, and about the fact that some might be profiting from the prolonging of the blood war itself. He is astonished when he hears that the group has in fact personally met Factol's Starin not long ago, and he's even more flabbergasted when it turns out that Verity has not taken the opportunity at all to further his position, simply treating it like a routine report. He expresses some interest in the fact that the corpses were found in the same place. And as to the other leads with regards to the gatehouse, he wasn't sure why the group was still bringing this strange chubby blue animal around with them. But other than suggesting they don't get into the evidence, he didn't have particular care beyond that. The group's next move was to move on to the bottle and jug, after some momentary disappointment that the Factol of the Chaos Man was still alive and at large. Moving on to the bottle and jug, Alara gives a sending to Tia and Ahi to go to the clerk's ward and find lodging for 6 and rendezvous later on in the evening. Moving on towards the northern part of the hive, there's a bit of an altercation as Adam seems to want to inspect the book that Verity was given by the Factol, and Sayo persistently warns him against pushing a Harmonium officer's buttons. Adam finds his release in the form of a contraption made by dwarves quite a long time ago, of Doomguard quality, it seems, and falling fast. That at least proves some momentary amusement. Finally, onward to the bottle and jug itself, where they ask around for a hunchback halfling or a merchant of the keys. It seems that the group was a bit late in this regard, as the seller of keys had apparently offended some customers of the bottle and jug enough to demand a personal demonstration of the bottle keys working by stabbing oneself. The bottle key merchant fled shortly after, with some suspicions that it wasn't a halfling under it at all, or any sort of normal being. The group has their own theories, but with that lead considered dead for now, they decide they will take the portal keys they have. In the absence of Basher Carl's whereabouts, they decide to try and test the portal key in some place fairly safe, at least to those around them. Sayo recommends the Slags, given that with the absence of the Kardic's, it's more or less now just an empty burial grounds of hidden caches and treasures past, if one still considers them treasures at all. There's only excavation teams going about, scavengers, and other strange characters that Hayes identifies, 3 in particular of. One seems to be a thief, one seems to be paying attention to the other scavengers, and one seems to creep forward at an occasional pace, putting her ear to the ground, but seemingly unharassed by the others. It's the last one that seems to pay some attention to the group once the antics start happening. The slag itself is not entirely free of hazards, even in this current state, as Hayes and Balasa soon experience some empathic feedback connected to the past of the place and its history of violence. Not wanting to waste further time, Hayes erects a barrier of darkness around the group, as Verity first tries and fails to activate the portal key. Balasar does so with more success, stabbing it into his own abdomen, and then discovering a very strange sight when two clawed digits emerge from his midsection. A head pokes out looking around, and then the whole thing just implodes upon itself, drawing in the group around it. Even with the darkness, Rose manages to avoid this, knowing only that her friends vanished into a strange place in Chateau de Balasar, or wherever it might be. Let's hope the astral plane is more accommodating. And we continue today's game session in a strange place. Okay, I need you guys to not interrupt me for some time because there's quite a lot to describe. You all arrive in a place known as the astral plane. It is an endless silvery void, with a few strange lights floating through the infinite distance, and now again, a conduit of wind finds its way through the calm, quiet serenity. Silvery, souls perhaps, or just astral winds itself. Everything seems less important here. The ground, the vast ground which you're on, is flaky like chalk. Pieces crumble into nothingness when picked up or when you lift your leg up. The footprints vanish even. And there's faint impressions around you, odd sounds, odd flickers of memories that aren't quite yours, odd notes of music. You can make out in the distance high, tall peaks of the same whitish chalk material, seeming to stretch out forever and ever. You are floating on some kind of an island, you think, of which you can only see the peak of the lowest peak of. Around you is the endless, vast astral realm. And you are not alone. Okay, Verity and Hayes, because you are planers, you recall a tale of the astral plane itself. The Athar, in conjunction with the Dustmen, tend to call it the Dead Book of the Gods. The astral plane itself would be an empty, infinite realm, if not for the fact that here you find the large island-like corpses of gods floating, gods without followers, without worship to sustain them. Their bodies and other asteroids and materials of worlds unborn or unformed are the only things that float in this vast realm, besides its creatures. All of you are not alone. The creature that poked out Balasar's chest now manifests itself to you in full. Speaking.
It's the cute dog.
Arya speaks. Evil, Verity, it's a fiend, and we're not in Sigil anymore.
Verity calms her down.
The creature, not seeming to notice this, turns towards Verity and Hayes, and it lifts its paw to its skull in an impression of a salute, strangely enough. It's been such a long time since the last inspection. It's good to be up to date.
Inspection from the Harmonium?
It blinks briefly. Oh
Do you know
yes,
what it's
that's.
talking about?
It looks towards your badgers, and its teeth part in what you think might be a smile, possibly.
Do we know about such like inspection in our line of job as a harmonium? Inspecting astral planes.
You have not done this before.
But does other do that?
You have not heard of this before.
Huh. Strange.
Welcome. It then cocks its head to the side to look at the others around them. Fira looks nervous, looking around, and she peers as much as she can without like actually looking to try and see how far the drop off is to the side. Yeah.
We'll ask the creature. Excuse me. What should I call you? What should we call you?
You can call me Sagal Sin Sniffer. It's what I do.
So, I would like to ask, the portal that we came from, did you see a lot of others coming that way?
It
Were you
blinks.
the one making the portals?
Yes and no. Part of the job. Oh, you brought some others. The creature starts to pad forward. It is even crouched down, it is taller than some of your heads, even Balassa's. It's a large creature.
Do we know, have I seen this kind of creature before? Like,
okay, well, I'll say Verity, yes, Haze, no. Verity, from your time in Acheron, you have made out creatures like hellhounds. And well, despite the name called hellhounds, not all of them look like dogs. Some are larger, more intimidating specimens built for different purposes. And this one you would wager as being one of the more senior members, if not a pack leader in its own right.
so they are lawful creatures in Acheron?
Well, Acheron is a battleground of some kind. So it's like devils fight demons, fight Yuga.
Everyone fights there. Yeah, in Acheron. So I've seen this kind of creature before.
Yeah.
So they call them hellhounds instead of this. He called himself Sin Sniffer.
It appears to be a form of a distinction of some kind. Well, obviously it speaks it with some measure of pride, like puffing its chest up and lifting its head. Its eyes glow with the same embers that line its tail and body.
Do you know usually do they have like some sort of handler, or like do they have masters, or do they lead their own pack?
Well, the higher specimens lead their own packs, but it is to see one alone like this, one would assume either it was a survivor or a brute.
So okay, Verity will ask, do you have a companion around here?
No strange stuff on the job. Just me, the directors, and the experiments.
So you are related to the experiments?
I help gather the specimens. It looks animated, happy at being like asked questions.
And Verity will continue to ask, oh, all right. Who is the director? I would very much like to meet him.
Its face falls slightly when you say that. You haven't read the reports?
Well, I might have been a little bit careless, but yeah.
Oh, come on, we properly formatted it and everything. Replicate. Verity, you can sense that from being happy and everything, it's dimmed down a little bit. The embers aren't as bright now. So, well, the directors will want to know that your efforts are appreciated. I dare say you'll be pleased with the progress.
I see. Well, the progress has been good so far, I hope. From the
Yes.
reports, it looks good.
Right. Do you want me to take you to the directors?
Yeah, sure. We shall go.
Right. And then looking back to the others, have you informed them yet of their purpose of arrival and the proceedings?
Oh, I haven't yet.
You notice that the way Sagal moves seems to separate the two of you from the others.
And Verity will say, no, they just came, so...
Do you want me to do the explanation?
That would be very much appreciated.
His tail perks up slightly as he talks. All right. Welcome to Camp Peace. Here we will perform a customized analysis of all your physical, mental, and spiritual areas with room for improvement and put you through an intensive personalized restructuring that will see to a newer, better you. There's a slight creak as you see Fira drawing her bowstring. I have no idea what any of that meant, but I didn't like the sound of it.
Just want to reconfirm this our character, Campies. Did you say Campies?
Camp Peace.
Camp Peace.
Belisar is gonna put his hand on Fira's
and
with the bow
because
and
this
put
is
it
a
down.
collective effort of rediscovering the joys of peace, we ask all participants, not the inspectors, to leave their weapons and hostile implements with the coordinator. That will be me, your guide, Sagal. Please put them down here.
Belisar is gonna look at him. He's the guy that was popping out of his chest, right?
Yes.
So he's gonna look at him and he's like, "Look, I don't know who died and made you the instructor or the leader in this group, but we're not taking orders from a half dog, half mutt."
It lifts its paw and you can see stuff on it. Let's see, the ones that died, there was plenty of them. Stop counting after 36. Were you saying something? Anyway, right. Please first divest yourself of the objects mentioned and sort them neatly on the ground. I'll be right back after I bring the inspectors to the directors. Just stay here, don't move around. Yep. Come on, Inspector. It seems to be trying to scrutinize you all for badges. Haze and Verity. Your names are not on them.
Oh.
Let's make a name, guys.
Haze will just say Hazaki.
It's okay.
Inspector
I think
Hazaki.
feeling something is a bit off. So he's just gonna say
Verity lie though.
Temperance.
Blasphemy.
Don't be shy.
Yeah,
Come
he
on.
did say temperance.
Inspector Temperance?
Inspector Temperance.
He's in
It's a bit towards you. Ah, that's what it is. All right. This way. You two come along. I'll be right back with a lot of you.
What? I suppose we follow.
with Arya or
It doesn't even look at Arya.
okay, Arya will cannot. I mean, Arya, we cannot speak telepathically to each other, right?
Arya is tense, as you expect she would be in such a situation.
But I cannot speak to her telepathically, right?
No, you can't.
Within 1 mile. That's supposed to happen to Fine Steed though.
Wait, she's fine. It's fine. Yeah, okay, then you can.
Verity will tell Arya. Telepathically, of course.
Stay with everyone. If anything happens, I'll let you know.
Verity, what is this place? It's so awful and empty. And this sand keeps making strange noises. I don't think it's sand.
Sand is making noises.
Like, what Arya means is quite apparent. When you take a step forward, like, the sand sort of crunches underneath your feet and then smooths over. And sometimes you hear faint notes in the background. Like the chink of a glass, the sound of metal scraping, a faint cry somewhere.
Just by stepping on the ground.
Hmm.
Interesting. Verity will say,
It's alright. It's the astral plane. Is this the first time here? Well, just stay with the group and let you know if anything happens.
Okay, Verity, you recall this saying.
mm-hmm.
You must remember, my boy, fleshly bodies for gods are nothing more than a matter of convenience. The corpse of a god is not flesh. Flesh is inconsequential to divinity. The corpse of a god is memories, wars, heroes, regrets, sacrifices, prayers, the stuff of significance.
Okay. Can he recite that to Arya?
Arya looks at Verity, I don't want a textbook. I just want to know we are safe.
Verity will tell Arya.
We're in a peculiar situation right now, but I'll try to find out what's happening. Do stay with the group. It's dangerous to come with me.
All right. So I'll put Verity and Haze with your happy coordinator, Saga.
Oh my god.
Like the two walk on, like trudging through the sand, whatever the ground material might be, and they soon vanish off in the distance. There's just this immense white. It's just immense and white ahead, and some of you can make out mountains or such in the far ground. The topography varies a lot here.
Are there buildings?
No buildings.
Just
And
mountains
I'll
of
get back to you in a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Rose time.
Legasp.
Rose, you are still within the slags. Sayil is keeping a watch around. I take it everything was successful.
I think so. I'm so sorry. Suddenly there was sucking. I thought we were being attacked for some reason. And I
Well.
jumped out of the way.
Oh. He looks around and says, well, what's your next course of action?
Rose is gonna look around. Rose is gonna look around and who is near to them? I know there's that unknown two lady. She's still looking.
She's sort of yes, she's still watching you all, but like not as intently now. Like now she's listening to the ground again, going about her usual motions, every now and then looking up in your direction.
Okay, so is anyone making motion to come to them?
Let's see, as in, you sense that there's attention directed towards you all, but Sayil is an obvious mercy killer standing around with the whole spiky getup and all that. So it looks like no one is trying anything funny just yet.
Okay. Well, she's going to look at, since no one is approaching them, she's going to look at Sayal and say, well, I missed out on that train. I have another key though that they left with me, but I don't really know if it's safe to use that. I might end up like on the other side of the abyss from them.
Verity said you had the talent with portals. Could you do something?
I can't do much, but I did kind of expand myself a bit earlier on. I would need to rest first.
All right, then go ahead. I'm keeping watch.
Over here, though, I think it might be better if we pick somewhere that has a bit of a shade.
Sayo indicates the wall, and you see a frown cross his face at the parts that have been scorched off. I'd call it vandalism if the whole place wasn't already bloody burned down. Just find a part of the wall, sit down, make do. This is the slags.
Yeah, all right. The place where Balasa burned is close to some people, right?
The scratch wall.
Yeah,
As
but
in
it's not.
There's generally people around,
Yeah.
as in there's nowhere that's completely isolated.
Yeah, but it's not close to the unknown person, right?
No.
Okay. How far is that place from the unknown person? Is it like completely opposite direction from
120
where I am?
or something like that.
Oh, far. Okay. Well, screw her. All right. I'm gonna go towards the wall. Are the people nearby doing anything
Watching.
interesting in particular? Oh,
Watching.
all right.
As it's only been a few seconds since thing passed,
True.
so it's still occupying their attention.
All right. She's going to wave a hand at them as she's saying, "Move on. Nothing to see here."
The wave.
Yes.
This appears to be an odd gesture to the prospectors whom Balasa did spook earlier. They watch you, and then one of them steps forward. It's a tall, lean Gitzerai, similar to the Facto of the Chaos Man, but this one seems far more purposeful than the others. It moves a finger across its mouth, as if trying to make some. What languages does Reus understand?
A bunch. Hang on. Where's mine?
All of them.
All of them except she knows Infernal, Celestial, Primordial. Yeah, there you go.
You should just be like, I don't
And
understand Elvish.
Dragon thing. What's that dragon thing called again? God. Put it in there.
It's called
Draconic.
Draconic.
Yeah.
Educate yourself, you little gnome.
That thing.
Okay, this appears to be none of them.
Alright. Oh, it's a new language. Teach me. Alright.
Okay.
So I don't understand.
Right, it seems to be trying to make a gesture to you, but seeing no response, just like puts the hood back up over himself, turns around and seems to point, and then they continue digging again.
Interesting. Okay. What is she's going to glance at Sile. What is Sile doing? Just standing?
Sahil, it's easy to think that Sahil and Hayes pick up a lot from each other. He has perfected that stand there and look perfectly still while noticing everything and anything kind of look.
Okay. Well, Rose is going to watch the guys dig a bit. They don't really find anything interesting. I mean, like around them, have they found anything and stashed it aside?
Okay. Now, the one thing that most of the scavengers have is a tent. They'll pitch the tent over their dig site.
Okay. So you don't really see
So
the digging.
water doesn't go in from rain and whatever, and also because it's privacy, and it helps like keep out some of the heat.
Clever. Okay, Rose is going to.
Rose, what's your passive perception?
It is 16.
16. At some point, you look up. You don't see the lady anywhere.
Creepy. All right. Okay. Rose is going to go towards the fellow who kind of like signaled to her.
That wasn't a signal, you think?
No, the one that was doing things to the
Okay.
lips. He was the one who was speaking, right?
Well, not speaking. It didn't look like a kind of language you use words for very much.
Okay. So yeah, Rose is going up to him and going to ask, "You speak common?"
As you approach, the two of the scavengers who are keeping guard sort of tense up, and you see them reach for their weapons.
Okay. What about that fellow? Am I close enough to
You
speak to
think
the
it's
fellow?
inside the tent, so these two are like standing
Oh.
guard.
All right. She's going to tell them, "Oh, it's okay. I'm not here to fight." Yeah, she probably has her bow back, on her back also, and she's just saying,
You look much more well armed than they are.
"Oh dear. Well, no bad intentions here. I just need a bit of a rest, but I'm a bit bored."
You can make out beneath their hoods and all that they are probably also Gitzerai.
I can't remember how Gitsarai looks like.
Okay, let me just show a quick image. Okay, I will try to avoid the images that look very obviously Chinese for the wrong reasons.
Okay, it's okay. I just googled. They all look very Chinese.
Oh no.
Okay, I just googled. They're humanoid.
Okay, you just put something in Discord. So like it, yeah. So like sort of tall, lanky, spotted sallow skin, a bit yellowish.
Okay.
A bit like Voldemort, if
Yeah.
you think about it.
Ignore the ones that
Chinese.
Fu Manchus and all that, because that's going too
Yes.
far.
Yes. Okay. So she's going to ask, "Do you speak common?" Do they reply?
They look at you. One of them moves a hand over his face, and small little symbols appear that you make out vaguely to be letters.
Okay. Can
Why should
can-
we?
Why should we? Oh.
Why should
Well, easier to communicate, I suppose. But if there's other languages that you'd rather use, unfortunately, I can't make symbols from my hands.
it makes a gesture again. This is not a place to make friends.
What about maybe future benefiters? I mean, like, we might be able to help each other soon.
What can you offer?
Nothing yet, but what are you guys looking for here?
In the background, there's the sound of a child crashing into an object at high velocity. You already
I'm sorry.
you offer nothing already, but yet you demand.
Oh, it's not a demand. Just trying to get some ground, I guess.
The second Gitzerai talks to the first one, making motions with his hand, and the other one seems to nod a bit. You are a prime.
Yes, that is what you would call me.
That
I
would
don't-
explain things.
Okay, Rose laughs a bit, slightly nervously. Oh well, you know, you do have to start somewhere after all. I don't think you guys initially were from around here anyway, right? From Sigil and the Hive, I mean.
Are you calling us primes?
I'm sure there are other places you can come from.
Okay, Rose, this is what you know. From what you know, like primes tend to be considered by the rest of the multiverse as being like either naive or backwater or kampung and that
Yep.
sort of deal. The planars, who are people from not from the prime material plane but from the outer realms and such, tend to regard them with a certain can be patronizing at times. And they certainly don't like being compared to one.
Okay. Just going to say that, well, I'm just quite interested with there's so many planes out there, and like you said, we're from primes. I mean, I'm from prime. So yeah, just trying to see if I can, get to know some new people.
The Githzerai look at each other, and it's at this point that the leader of them, just slightly taller than the others, emerges from the tent and exchanges some quick words with them before looking at you. You appear to have business. This one speaks in common.
Oh, that is really wonderful. Yeah, I was just wondering, you and a whole lot of others who are digging here. It was how long have you guys been here? I don't suppose you guys have been here for too long, right? Because there was some monster lurking about
There are
before
many
this.
ways that question can be answered, but I suppose the short one is a long time.
Oh, even while the Cadix was going around.
A suggestion to you, since you appear to be new. If one does not answer particular questions, it is best to leave them be.
Oh,
Assume
okay.
everyone has their means.
Okay, Rose nods. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming out to talk to me anyway. That was very kind of you.
Others?
Oh, they just went off for a while. Rose is going to
They do not appear to
kind
have
of like
fallen into a hole. If you do
Nope.
not wish to elaborate, that is all right as well. We do not pry.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's the city of portals, She's going to give out her hand and says, anyway, nice to meet your acquaintance. I'm a prime. My name is Rose.
You extend your hand, is it?
Yep.
The Githzerai looks down at the hand, looks
Tiny
at his
hand.
fellows and all that. And just nods to you.
Okay, she pulls her
A
hand back.
bow is a safer customary greeting than extending a part of your body.
Ah, that is a fair point. Yes, I'm familiar with bows, and if you would rather that, I would do that. And she gives a slight bow.
He responds in kind as well, and seems to loosen up a bit more.
So, have you guys have been here for a long time? If you do not mind me asking just one more question, like, have you met the Cadix while you were here?
They look at each other and back at you and say, "We assume no. And we assume no of you as well."
All right. Understand then. Well, you guys have a productive digging day today. I'll go and sit over there. And she points where the scorch march was.
You sense them looking at you strangely as you leave.
Okay. Yes, so now I can rest in peace and no one will attack me. Yay.
Okay, Rosa, let's see, what knowledges do you have?
You mean proficiency? I have Arcana and yeah.
Okay, I'll just say that, okay. Oh, okay, because you have the cipher stuff, right?
Cipher is technically my own secret language thing.
Yeah, but as in, you sense that the way they're communicating with their hand gestures and all that, it's something of a cipher as well.
Yeah, it is. I don't think it is some kind of a thief cant, right? But it is some other kind of cant.
All right, Rose goes to have a short rest. Rose, make a perception check.
Okay. Did it come up? Nope. Hang on. Oh my god. Okay, it's the first one. I'm so sorry.
Whoa, whoa.
It was lagging so bad.
All the numbers.
Rose, you catch a glimpse of a face like examining you not too far away before it disappears back behind the rubble.
Oh god. What?
Take a shot at it.
Uh,
You get spooked.
It's the male witch from the Snow White, guys.
oh god, don't bring me an apple, no.
It's moisturizer,
filch.
man.
Moisturizer, man. Okay, since it was just a brief moment, how far away? Also 100 feet or so?
Like within 60 feet or so.
Okay, that's not that far enough. What is there? Just rocks or around corner of the wall? Or...
Okay, to elaborate, the slacks basically used to be a whole district until the whole place just got like blown up in the wall and all that. So there's plenty of ruins and buildings everywhere.
Okay, alright. I think I will just
There's also a
short rest
horrendous,
now.
loud, childish voice somewhere near you.
Yes, I know. There
Okay.
is some crazy chaos man around.
Alright, a lullaby.
Yes, okay. So Rose is just going to short
Make
rest.
any precautions before walking?
Oh, I don't have alarm or anything. But I guess I'll just hold on to my crossbow again. I know those people there won't hurt me, but yes. That's all. I'm gonna mute now.
Okay. Alright. Okay, we will return back to the other group. Fira turns to Balasa. So, this time there are no bars, but I'm not quite sure where we should run to.
Well, it's definitely not in the direction of where those guys are going. I already don't trust a lot of people. He's a new addition to the list.
Verity.
Verity and Hayes are not there.
Yeah, but Verity can
No,
communicate.
no.
Aria!
We don't know that. It's like Arya never talks to us, so
Yeah. Unless she
Oh.
reports back what happens. So
Oh, you're saying that
Okay, but your instruction is for Arya to look, right?
look
Not-
right
But
and
you didn't say like, Arya, give me a second-by-second account of what they're doing, right?
oh my gosh. I think that would be just irritating as
Okay.
but
Right.
Okay, Verity.
Okay, I want to say like I don't know, ask you guys to continue investigation, but I guess you guys know anyway. So
Yeah.
I want to see what Belisar says first.
Alara's still doing nothing.
She's just observing. She's like,
Right.
haven't
I'll
even
say the
done-
creature hasn't even noticed Alara.
nice. She makes.
As in, like,
Huh?
Because you're so short.
no, 'cause
I'm
Alara is
hiding.
so-
I'm hiding behind something. Behind Belisar, probably. It's like tiny person.
Belisar is like huge in comparison. But yeah,
So she'll make her what's it? Her trident disappear. And then she looks at the two of them who are having a conversation and she goes, "Well, what do you think? For the first time, Belisar is correct."
for the first time.
Fira, what are your thoughts?
Ira grits her teeth looking at you. Did you hear how that thing talked to us? Like, put your weapons down and wait for us to come back.
Well,
Idiots.
I think we should go forwards and try to look for something. Obviously, weapons down would be a bad idea. It sounds like it was quite brainwashed. Or whatever this camp is, it's not happy, it's not peaceful.
You have experience in this sort of thing.
Well, in Vitalanos, you should know this, we don't hide anything.
Ira
That's a,
looked at Balasar.
that's a goddamn lie.
No, seriously though, Vitalanos camp peaceful, really? If it's a camp, it's damn well concentration camp. You better concentrate on not getting shot.
Belisar is just gonna go look at Fira and he's gonna be like, shit, everybody has secrets. And I don't expect Thaldanos to be any different. It's a terrible
Right.
place to live.
What exactly are we looking for? Oh, the deformed horse is still here.
Well, first of all, perhaps, do you have any concealed weapons?
We're here to help.
Fira looks over there. I have lots of weapons. I don't think I really hide them.
Maybe you should try, at least. That, or we dispatch of that guy, but I have a feeling over here, he's not the only one. So we could start walking. What is the landscape in general, aside from mountains again, and in which direction did they go to?
Okay, I'll say they went. Okay, where can I draw the measure thing? Okay, I'll say they went in this direction.
Ah. And what is over on this area? Or rather this area.
All we see is
You'll have to move closer to find out.
this place is
As in,
huge.
It's like it gets taller and taller.
Oh, so it's a steep incline upwards. So we're
Yes.
actually at a valley that
You're
ends
at
at
the
a cliff.
bottom.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
and like past this ridge here is like this is just like empty space to the sides.
Uh-huh.
Like the sides here is just like empty space off the sharp drop.
Okay, first I'm going to... Are there any loose stones?
There are no stones actually. The whole place is like chalk, desert, sands, chalk thing.
Can I use my dagger to try and jimmy up a... whatever chalk it is that is at the corner to see if it will latch off, fall down, and then start climbing upwards? This way.
As in you stab off the side, is it?
Yeah, to see if I hear falling noises.
Okay. Like it sifts down slowly like sand, and there's like a faint music as it does so. Like music that sounds like the faint notes of a first trumpet, and like and a faint like a sounds of as if footsteps or so before it fades away.
Free entertainment while we climb.
Interesting. She's now going to climb upwards.
Okay. Alara starts climbing. Fira says,
Here.
any idea what we're looking for?
We're here to help Verity and Lizard Boy for the investigation.
Well,
Oh, yes.
first of
So
all,
what are we looking for? I don't think I was paying much attention when they went all technical.
well, technically, we're trying to figure out who's going around murdering other people. But really, now I think it seems as we're protecting ourselves from an unknown. So, topography would be a first start.
High ground, right? Got it. She moves over and starts climbing as well. And
Look over to
Verity, Arya is not a fantastic climber.
Oh no!
Yeah, I look over to Arya and I go, "Hey, can opener,
What?
you don't look like you can climb this."
I can.
I can't. Can Arya speak common? Really?
You
Oh,
can?
yes, she can.
Aria.
I
Are
can.
Are you sure? Because you look as good as...
Arya starts moving towards the incline and starts putting her little hooves in to try.
Oh, God.
Hearing Arya talk, can I just slide myself down and go, ah, Arya, what do you know about this place? I feel that you might be a little bit
It's
more
icky and gross.
in English instead of princess, please.
It's icky and gross. There's evil things here. You saw one of them.
Ah, what is that exactly?
So it was
Some kind of a
fucking evil.
fiend.
Have you been
Well-
here before?
More evil than that one. So she sort of points the horn at Balasar.
Alara smiles. Right now, I think that evil one is our friend. But can you sense more of them in the area at all? And also, while talking, she slowly moves up as Arya moves up the hill or tries to.
Well, Arya is quite slow to progress. Arya says, "This place has icky feelings. It makes you think you don't want to care. And there are visions."
When she says makes you think you don't want to care, does Alara have any of those kind of feelings? Like she's dipped into ennui? Like, boredom?
Okay. Since Arya brought this up, all of you make a wisdom saving throw.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
Wiseness saves. 23.
$14.
Okay. Verity can roll for Arya.
Okay. Let me see. Wisdom save. Not gonna be good. 7.
Okay. Now that she brings it up, Alara, you look around. Alara and Balasa look around. You see Fira has stopped climbing and she's just sort of looking at the little patterns the sand makes under her feet and hands. And she seems to be a bit idly looking at it and poking at it a bit, drawing it around and seeing it swirl off. And also, Arya also seems to be distracted as she mentions this. Oh, where was I again?
Alara remembers the dream that they had and wants to see if it's the same thing. So she says, Fira is suddenly not distracted and knows the topography of the land. No? Does anything happen? No? Yes?
How do you try and visualize this?
How? I sort of, in my mind's eye, see Fira just stand up and with purpose go to the top of the hill and survey the area.
Okay. You picture this wonderful image in a. Okay, you picture this image of purpose with all the motivational poster backgrounds and all that. I would say focus. This is about focusing. Make a wisdom check.
Huh. Okay, wisdom check. Is that a saving throw, or do I click the button at the side?
It's not saving throw, but I would say you have proficiency in it.
Okay. So whatever the number is plus 3.
Okay.
13.
13. Okay. You try to imagine this purpose in your head, reaching out to shape the landscape as you did in your dream, and you slam against a wall in your imagining, as in you sense there's a strong force here countering this. The dreamscape you were in was malleable, but it seems you're not alone in trying to shape the environment here.
I smile.
And momentarily you see like Fira sort of look up and then like look back down and around and shake her head.
Light bulb. I think to myself, I know the topography of the land. Like, I start plotting, you know, a slope down when I reach the top of the hill. And then I go.
Imagine yourself knowing things.
Well, I can't. Okay.
This one would be an intelligence check on your part.
Oh my god, that's the worst.
Wait a minute.
16.
Okay, Alara, you try to picture yourself knowing more about this place, and then you hit another wall, but not before catching glimpses. You catch glimpses of great heights, great depressions, great folds all around, and like of something much greater before some larger presence looms over like a shadow and shuts it down. So, Alara, let me link you something Discord. This happens just very, very quickly and you catch a glimpse of it.
The gasp.
How does the shutdown happen? Is it like an abrupt stop? Is
As
there...
in, like, it feels like a stun in your brain. As in, you suddenly had a mental overload and the thing just popped.
Oh. That's interesting. Ho-ho. Ho-ho! Yeah.
It's like an imaginary cherry has been popped in your brain.
No, there's no cherries.
I'll start making things awkward. Anyway, Fira is doing this climbing.
Okay. With that, are Balazar and Fira close to me and the tiny pony?
Yeah, they're close to you.
Okay,
and then the image is gone.
I look at them and I explained what just happened. Actually, Balazar, Fira, do you remember the weird dream that we had probably this last night?
Dream?
Yes.
Fira blinks and shrugs.
Balazar? Perhaps you were
You mean you
estranged.
were there? That was actually you?
Ah, yes. So when you were estranged from Adam. So remember you could come up with scenarios?
Mm-hmm.
You could do that here. But something keeps shutting it down.
I do recall.
My suggestion is you keep testing the waters as we try and traverse the land.
I would hate to bring him out here, but he is more adept at these kinds of mental activities. But I'll see what I can do.
Well, instead of changing to Adam, perhaps you can communicate with him at the same time. Have you done that?
No. Why would I?
Because it would be beneficial for both of you, I think.
That's not how this works. Why do you
Right.
think I was so surprised when I was finally out?
Well, perhaps it will give the both of you reason to work together instead of shutting each other down all the time. Anyway, Fira,
Yes.
no dreams at all? You don't
She's
remember?
climbing. Hey, come on, slowpoke.
I smile
go to
and
the
then
top
walk
now.
after. How is Arya doing?
Can I test something, Mr.
Aria's
DM?
about halfway up. She's
Okay.
going very slowly and zigzagging.
Can I test something?
Yep.
I'm going to expend my dragon breath, but when I do that, can I use like control flame to like hold it,
Huh?
like in the air?
Control flame to hold it in the air.
Yeah, can I do that?
So it doesn't expire instantly.
Yeah.
is it?
It stays there. I want to keep it alive. I want to keep the fire alive. Can I do that?
Okay. How do you wish to portray this or visualize this?
Okay, basically, Belisar is gonna aim up in the air, and then he's gonna breathe a cone of fire into the air, and then he's gonna take out both his hands, and then he's going to like make circular motions, and as the fire looks like it's about to fade into the air, he's gonna pull it down to his hands.
Okay.
That's what I want to like.
I'm trying to think like, as in what is the force users to try and visualize being able to hold the fire in the first place?
I mean, isn't that like the cantrip, the spell?
Wouldn't it be wisdom?
No, as
Or-
in you're trying to do something like not just a one blast.
Oh yeah. Basically, what he's trying to visualize is that like he's going to try and visualize fueling the fire with like his draconic heritage power.
I don't understand.
Okay, this is creativity.
Yeah.
This is an opposed charisma check.
Okay.
Oh,
Aha. Yeah. It's gonna be like I'm a dragon,
do it.
not a dragon.
Okay, you try to imagine your fire expanding before you and all that, and then something mercilessly crushes down this ambition with the weight of an entire foot. Just you imagine the fire rising, and immediately it's just like intangible force just crushing down on you. The fire wings out.
Fucking. All right, I'm gonna do this the hard way. I will spend the entire climb pushing Arya's ass.
Okay.
Ah, so sweet. Okay, are we now at the top of the hill?
I'll say Arya's quite reluctant to be treated in this fashion, but eventually you all do get to the top. Okay.
This isn't pleasant for me either. so shut up.
Let me get back to the others.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say
There is an elongated man.
It's
Oh,
a colossal
elongated
man. It's a colossal man.
it's just for representation.
Fun fact, the elongated man is a DC superhero.
Oh.
I don't remember that.
Okay. Sagao brings the top of you up, talking as he walks, and well, most of it seems to be blathering to himself, but pleased about things going on. And
What does he say? Like, what kind of keywords do I catch?
there's a lot of repetition, mainly. Like, for a brief moment, you imagine yourself, standing one of those things where, like, why should we select you for promotion? And then all the keywords just pop.
Okay. So he's just talking. Did he talk much about the experiments and stuff like that?
He says the details are for the directors to explain. I'm just an intermediary. See, I collect the specimens. I'm very good at that.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is like a little bit of a chat before that. So Verity is going to ask,
Oh, so the keys that you guys put out
is for them. And then Verity hinted towards the like primes or something like that.
Huh? What?
The keys that you put on is for the primes.
Specifically.
Argyle sort of blinks. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah. Then we just go.
A bit more quiet as he moves on this time after you say that. Anyway. And Sargal stops at the same time as you. You climb like over one white peak, and more peaks loom up ahead of you, as well as some depressions to the sides falling off, odd plateaus with steep plunges, and then up ahead of you looms a depression of some kind, and this is where you meet the old man.
Do we recognize the old man?
Upon seeing him, okay, I have.
Is he a higher up? Because the Verity definitely knows. If it's a higher up.
I don't think any of these have anything to do with the harmonium.
Give me a moment here.
We shall see. It's a concentration camp.
No, it's a lab. They're doing experiments on primes.
But they have someone's approval from Harmonium at least. Means it's something shady going on.
Please tell me I uploaded the picture.
That means someone from Harmonium does come to inspect quite often. But he said sometime, but you don't know how sometime is how long.
What if it's Arab and he's the betrayer?
Oh, it's this guy
And,
that we've read.
And immediately, Zargal like sort of drops forward, like putting his head to his paws, and goes, "Director Zoltan, we have inspectors." The man before you that you see is interesting in that he appears to be. Sorry. Give me a moment. Okay, what looks at first to be a corpse slowly rises in the form of a robed man, so frail and thin as to appear desiccated. His grey eyes regard you with the indifference of age. Oh, inspectors. Yes. You have done well, Coordinator Zargal. He rubs his eyes. Please return to your business. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. And then the large hellhound turns around, bounding back off into the distance.
Oh,
You're so cute.
big dirtlet.
Sweet doggo. Anyway.
I can't remember the last time we had inspectors. His eyes are slightly roomy as he looks at you. Okay, Verity, you have had some experience with the Dustman. And you know, do I need to explain to you the philosophy of the true death and all that?
Yep.
Okay,
Like,
so,
just let them know, I guess.
okay, Verity, would you like to explain to the others what the Dustman philosophy is?
DM can explain it better than me.
Have you met them before? They were there
Okay.
at the gathering.
Yeah, the more shy and everyone, but
Okay,
you know.
the Dustmen tend not to talk about their philosophy a lot because they're not the proselytizing sort of people. Instead, as rightly presumed from your names, they mainly deal with the dead and the about to be. They believe that this life itself is an illusion. It is actually a purgatory full of pain and suffering and trials. And only by overcoming them can we move on to the next life, the true death, so to speak.
It's a bit like
And-
Buddhists.
And to this end, most of them try to free themselves of emotions and physical wants and needs and such, so that they can be ready for the next, the true death, since all lives are supposedly false. This one appears to be putting that philosophy to practice, the way he's so haggard and all that.
So, I mean, wait, did he introduce himself yet? Not yet.
Inspectors, how should I call you?
Verity will say,
I am Officer Temperance.
Hazel will say Hazaki.
Yes. Wait. He seems to think a bit. Oh. How did you get here? I did not think it was possible for others to enter.
Director, we came through a portal.
Out of character, who's holding the key? The one that we used. Is it still Balasar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Keys to this realm are being distributed in the hives.
Oh. The director looks up at you, and his eyes seem to gain some focus. At last, something is working at least. You're not inspectors, are you? There haven't been inspections since Governor Navarre departed.
Verity will look at it.
You are the director of the experiments.
In name only. The true power is held in those who once helped supervise.
From the way he looks, but when I read the name, have I seen Zoltan and all the other people before? You say I've seen two of the Harmonium members
Yes,
before,
you've seen
right?
the Harmonium before, you've not seen Zoltan before.
So I don't recognize this guy, to be honest.
No.
Okay.
He does speak though.
But he did.
I am director in name only. I suppose you can call me Zoltan. Many things have changed since. Navarre may have departed, but his work continues. The supervising directors now hold the keys of this realm, and unlike myself, they have been active.
And they are supporting the experiments.
It would appear to be so.
And you are supporting the experiments as well.
I'm seeking the true death. I have long lost interest with these experiments.
Well,
Governor Navarre was the academic.
we know that these experiments should be only exclusively for that one experiment, is it not? It kept going on.
It would seem the supervisors have other ideas, which is why I tried sending for help. Not the most efficient of ways, but it is all I can muster.
Are they the Harmonium or the Mercy Killer supervisors?
A faint flicker of a smile crosses his face. Sargal responds favorably to you. I think you know why.
And then at this point, Verity feels bad, man, but I didn't say anything.
Alright. Because there have been a lot of cases of missing people in Seizure right now, and we would like to put a stop to that.
Okay, change in music.
Music.
Copy link.
Missing people, then yes, perhaps you can reason with them. Perhaps
The supervisors?
they still call each other brother, however odd that may be.
Are they still in this room?
Oh yes, their control is superior to mine.
Can I get their names at least?
You will know them as Tomosker and Havas, although these days they call themselves Sin Snuffer.
Sin Sniffer and Sin Snuffer. This.
I wish for rest, and this has gone long past.
What are they doing to the people that they get?
Would you like a tour?
Verity nods solemnly.
He's also not and will follow.
All right. I suppose we shall first see the centrifuge. He starts leading you on forward. Just as the rest of you arrive here at the top of this particular peak.
Do we
So I'll just use
see?
Balasa's icon to indicate.
Oh,
All of you, because of the vantage point, you can easily make out the next ascent. From here is like another 200 feet upwards. And this direction is like another 250 feet upwards. You can make out 3 small figures in the distance, moving towards what appears to be a depression in this area. You can't make out what's in the depression.
can I tell if it's?
I have a question.
You can also make out one larger shape heading back towards the arrival point.
Yes. Okay. Because we're walking,
Okay.
will say that when we arrived, we were accompanied by a few lost ones from the prime materia who are here. He asked
Direct.
Zoltan.
Zoltan pauses a bit. And what would you have me do of them? My powers are limited.
Here.
Sorry, you cut off for me.
He's just asked whether they will be in danger here.
Zoltan pauses. There are many dangers here since the experiments began. You see, where we stand on is none other than a corpse of a dead god.
He
It's-
looks down.
Its symptoms are subdual, introspection, reflection, darkness, disquiet. A perfect grounds to conduct the experiment on without influencing others. But it is also a malleable region now that control is spread out. The environment itself may be dangerous depending on where you tread. Towards, well, direction doesn't have much meaning here, but in this direction, he sort of points, is where the shadows grow thicker.
He
until there's
pointed to the north, like northwest, was it?
northwest. The shadows are thicker in this portion. The illumination is easier to make out as you ascend. And in the shadows, you will find the failed experiments of Tomoska. Tomoska draws light and radiance, and so what's left behind is darkness. The reverse is true of this direction.
Isn't
So one side is full of shadows, one side is full of light.
Well, they're interchanged, some of them, but for the general part, we may say so.
Is it
not
possible for us to get the others here together before we proceed? We are here to put a stop to this.
Let me think. I understand that Sargal will very likely go running off to the other directors if something happens. They are fond of him, and he of them, I believe.
The director is one of the supervisors, Tomoska.
You may call them directors if you wish. It makes little difference to me.
I see. And what do they call you?
They call me Director Zoltan as a formality, as if dustmen have need for such things. But here we are at the centrifuge, and we shift back to the other group. You see, like, very slowly the large black dot like moving towards the arrival point as you are on the top. What do you wish to do?
Well, at the top should be Alara and Fira, and then I'm
All
still
of you are there by now.
Alright,
Yeah.
Okay. Quite the view, no?
Well, the big shaggy dog is coming back. So, we either follow him or we run. I think running would be as dangerous a prospect as following him, so...
Fira says, I think I could get a shot from here. Should I try?
We don't know if it's in contact with any others at this moment. I don't want to. Because
Alasa?
I don't think he'll notice where it came from. Give it your best shot.
again, I don't think it's a good idea because we don't know how many elves there are.
Fira looks around. She says, I see 3 figures over there. One is shiny, one is black, and the other one is... not sure.
I turn to the My Little Pony and I go, you're Verity's friend. Can you speak with him? Telepathically?
I don't think Arya would give out that kind of information, no?
I don't know. Just testing to see if she answers.
Okay, Z, you can answer as Arya if you want. Actually, Z, you can roleplay Arya. I think it's good.
Yes!
What?
Pretty princess.
And Verity. No. Aria will say,
He didn't ask me to follow you. Oh,
But you can keep in contact with him, am I right?
and then Maria looks at you a bit, and then she considers a bit if she should say it because Verity didn't say if she should say it. But
Well,
then she,
in any case, it's fine if you don't want to tell us. I'm assuming that if we were to be guided by the big shaggy dog over there, and if anything happens, I guess you could report to your master.
Aria will say, Well, just nods a little bit. She doesn't say much.
Can I put my hand near Arya's nose and see if she'll let me pet her?
And she doesn't not let you, I guess.
What the fuck just happened?
I boop her nose. Like, thank you. And then, okay, how far is Steven Seagal?
How fast? What?
How far is Sin Sniffer Seagal from us?
Use the scale bar.
Oh, he hasn't come closer since the conversation?
Well, use just a few seconds, and that's
okay.
like 400 feet per grid.
Yeah.
But you do notice he does move pretty fast, running on all fours.
He's about 1,300 feet away from us.
At
But
this
he's
point-
running towards the arrival point.
Arya will.
Oh,
will
okay, so
tell
he doesn't know.
Verity. Wait, how far is Arya from Verity? Is it 1 mile apart?
Blah, blah, blah. How to feet? 1 mile is 5,200. Yes, you're within 1 mile.
Yay!
Okay.
I will say to Verity, we are on top of the mountain and the big dog is coming back. And then, where are we right now? Are we still walking with Zoltan?
You're at this area here. He's about to explain something, but I'll just say the telepathy is a quick thing.
Okay, and then
But
Verity will
Fiona
ask.
say, okay, we need a decision quickly. Do we try and continue pushing our way forward?
What did Zoltan say when Verity asked if the group can stay together? That part I didn't catch.
Huh?
He
Sultan
say,
exactly say, what would you have me do?
and then he said that Zaga will alert the other directors, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
likely.
I should have asked if there's more of him,
Eat
Or
okay.
him.
like
Like
more of
non-Zoltans?
like Zaga's sort of creatures.
Oh, more seagulls.
Make more Steven Seagals.
Is it possible for me to ask that?
Well, I'll just say Zoltan says, no, he is the only one here that does the retrieval work.
Hmm. Okay, Verity will tell Arya that Zaga is the only one here right now,
Deal
but
with you.
he will alert everyone if you are not there. I'll leave it to the others to decide what to do. Then Arya speaks to you all. Verity says, as that dog is that ugly dog is the only one there. What do you want to do? They will alert the others.
Fira votes by drawing her bowstring.
Flame in my hand.
Alara's like, well, I guess that's it then.
What's
Guess I can
Alara's
kite
plan?
him.
Remember, you are the acting commander.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's like, she actually wants to, like, kite away because it looks like Seagal doesn't know we're missing.
Well, he will know when he gets there.
Hold your fire. It looks as if it doesn't know that we've left. So perhaps we can move a little bit more away. We'll
Just
play.
delaying the inevitable.
We can play the confused visitor for a bit longer instead of causing ire upon us. Can I keep moving forwards towards
Okay.
Verity and all?
Right then. Fira goes, I guess it'll be a waste of an arrow from this distance. Okay, so you start climbing your way down the mountain. It's gonna take a bit of time. I'll shift back to Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Rose, you have completed your short rest.
Hang on. Yeah. All right. Has anything interesting happened in the meantime?
You have been unmolested, so presumably Sile's
Sorry.
doing his job by not being, well, you don't really see Sile around.
All right. I don't think I've. Oh no, shit. Hang on. I
You're right.
clicked the wrong button. Yeah. Okay. Guys, I
Sorry?
kind of wait.
Hmm?
Previously, when I detected the portal that was in the asylum,
Mm-hmm.
I did right.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it lead to? It led to the abyssal.
The astral plane.
Astral plane.
Oh, just the astral plane.
Yes.
All right. So if I detect this one, it'll be the same too. Well, I still
Actually, the one you detected in the asylum was very long gone.
Yeah, I know, but it still says astral plane.
Yeah.
The thing is, I do not have the key. The written key I have is for abyssal, not
Yeah.
astral. I'm really unsure about going to where you guys are.
Well-
Unless Sayal wants to come along.
Well, Rosa, from what you know, like if there's a way in, there's probably a way out.
Yep. You mean using the same key? I mean, that's the reason why people have return keys, right?
Well, I was saying, at least, well, wherever there's a plane, as a rule, there's at least one way out, but it might be in the hands or control of something else or someone else.
Mm.
Because a plane
Is it-
with only a way in and no way out would
Yeah.
at some point when you open the door to the portal, things will just keep falling out non-stop.
All right. Well, at least since I have rested, once I've gone there, we could try to trace another portal or so. Well, yeah, I will go back to Sayel. And
Okay.
I'm gonna.
You look around. Eventually, you see Sile standing where Haze was.
Oh wait, he's not. Oh, you mean where they left? Still where they left, right?
No, where Haze was, like standing from the vantage point where the razor vine was and all that.
Oh. Well,
On
hello.
that high ground.
Okay. I just
your rest?
glanced. Yep. I just glanced at the people who were digging the nearby Gizarai. They're still hard at work.
Yeah, they're still at work. There's still two of them keeping guard, but they seem to be different ones now. They've rotated.
Okay. So I looked at him and says, what you were planning, I mean, the original plan was that you're just gonna wait here until they return, right?
I assume that they will return to the same place. I like to make sure that the place is free of an ambush. It wouldn't be the first time some treasure seeker came to find a portal to untold riches and found their return had a reception party.
Well, I have another key, but I'm not quite certain about going there alone. And I'm not quite certain if it's a good idea to, follow up even. What do you suppose?
Sayo looks at you curiously. Verity spoke of your prowess as a person with knowledge of portals and horizons. I don't think you need my advice.
Yes, I think that might be why I'm a bit worried, because most of all that I've learned are by theory.
Well, I'm a mercy killer, so my usual plans are with the assumption that everything will go horribly and people will die.
That does not make me feel better at all, but thank you. Okay. Well, I will take out a pen, and I'm going to think about it for a while. I'm gonna tell him like, okay,
Okay, let's
I'm-
try putting this in a different way. If you expect the worst, what do you think the worst might be?
I will pop up on a completely different plane from where they are.
Well, assuming the keys are to the same place, that's quite unlikely. But as to how big, yes, the astral plane is a big place though.
Exactly. That is what I've heard. Well, I will try it anyway. Hmm. I guess it's all right to do it here, or if she looks around, Rose is gonna look around. Is there anywhere that she can have a bit of a cover? Because when they did the whole thing, they kind of like used darkness and all.
Sayo throws his backpack down to you with a tent attached to it.
Oh, cool. Do you mind if I pitch that out?
He shrugs. Better than having strange questions coming, I suppose.
All right. So I'm gonna pitch the tent. I'm gonna pitch the tent up, and then after that, I'm going to crawl in. And I'm gonna tell him, don't look inside. I'm gonna stab myself.
Prime Burks.
Okay. So Rose is going to wonder. She knows that Verity took a while to stab around and it didn't work. And and then Balasa took over and it worked. So she's going to try to think, what did Balasa probably stab? Can she have no. She didn't. All right. There was that light, right? So they saw something on Balasa's chest.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't want to stab myself in the chest. Okay, so she's going to try and stab herself in the stomach. I guess it is easier to aim than my chest.
All right. You stab yourself in the stomach. And there's a dizzying array of colors around you. As the world blurs around you, the tent, the interior of it, the ground below you, like the silt and the dirt and mud of the slags. And then in the next, you know, a calming peace, or
I'm
semblance
good.
of peace, as you find yourself drifting and floating and landing on the faint white sandy shores of, no, not shores. Well, you landed somewhere. Looking overside, you see like the endless drift of the astral plane itself.
Well,
And there's the sound of loud paws coming in your direction.
whoop whoop.
And you see a large creature, infernal nature, standing in front of you, huffing flames from its mouth and smoke.
Holy shit.
Nothing holy about that. Now, wait a minute. How did you grow so small, and weren't there more of you?
What? No? There is just me. What are you? You can speak.
I can count, you know. There were 4. Oh, there was one strange horse thing. I think it was a unicorn, and what happened to them?
You tell me. What were they doing here? I mean, like, yes.
Okay, those of you on the mountain, on the incline, you see Reus, or rather a small figure, sort of pop up at the arrival place. as like the large fiend is standing over her and seeming to ask questions. And then like when it sees only her, it starts looking around for everyone else, it seems. I'll need you to make stealth checks.
Ah.
Oh god.
Stealth.
But I'm a giant dragonborn.
Stealth.
Okay, Fira shoves you to the ground, Balasar. Your rolls with advantage, Balasar.
Alright.
14.
Whoa!
Fira hides herself.
Fira disappeared.
Okay, Kian, can you roll
Maximum.
stealth for
Oh,
no.
no!
Oh shit!
Skitter.
Oh, it's
No.
no, it's a giant
You
horse.
can do it, horse.
No! Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's
Oh,
better
that's
than mine,
nice.
so. Yeah.
Where did it go? Looks around, and it starts sniffing at the ground.
Rose is going to just try to speak Abyssal to it and say, "Are you okay, good boy?" In Abyssal.
How would that sound? Before
Oh, probably something like German.
Do not
Du hast.
call me that in that wretched language.
Oh
Ah.
dear. Okay.
Inferno.
Duas. Oh wait.
Those you can
she
tell is
will.
trying to pick up the tracks.
Okay, she's going to try to distract and talk in Infernal. Is this better for you?
Oh, that's all right.
I'm so sorry I got your language wrong. She's going to continue talking to it in Infernal.
That's fine. Just little differences, you know, and four of them are missing. Like
Oh.
you sense that it's trying to track something, but there seems to be no physical evidence, so it's trying to use scent instead.
Okay, so she's going to tell him, right? By the way, was there a shiny man as well?
The inspectors went that way. Wait, you're not. It looks at you carefully. Welcome to Camp Peace. I'm going to need you to stay here for a moment. Leave your arms behind. Put them in a neat little pile, and I'll try to sort out this administrative mess. Having a bit of technical difficulty here.
All right, you do your thing, boy.
Okay, what are the four of you doing?
Duh! It is
it-
fast, but it is.
Is it approaching?
It's trying to find the rest of you at the moment, as in it's difficult to pick up a track because there's no footprints behind, so it's to rely purely on scent, and even that is distracting with all the little musical notes and everything.
Do I see Rose?
You see a tiny little gnome, so you presume it's Rose.
Shit.
Okay.
Scheiße.
Yeah.
We'll keep moving towards Verity and Haze, but fuck. We need to get Rose.
Rose is when Rose sees it still trying to sniff and look. She thought that it was gonna go away, but if it's still around there, hanging around, sniffing, she's going to ask it and like, well, yeah, can you bring me to where the people in charge are? Because I have a message for them. Still talking in Inferno.
Pass me the message, I'll deliver it to them myself.
I came all the way here because they told me to pass it to them. I don't think they'll like hearing it from others.
Protocol coordinator has to handle the coordination, and participants are supposed to nicely Yeah,
Well, I am a messenger.
uh,
I'm not participating.
do you have papers?
It's all in the head. It's safer that way,
Unlike
right?
papers. No papers, no protocol, no procedure. Then how would we do anything?
Sigh. All right, all right. Let me help you get this faster. Then, what are you doing right now?
I just need to stay here and keep down and put your weapons, hostile implements aside. I'm looking for. Okay, so as for the four of you, you've made some progress towards Verity and all that, climbing down the hill. And I'll shift this to Verity and Hayes and Director Zoltan. So what you notice here, as you come to this depression,
Mm-hmm.
is that it is contain. You notice that it contains. Okay, you notice that it contains like a swirling pool constantly of mists and voices, and a hypnotic, almost eerie feel to it. And if you try and look in closer, you can make out faint shapes and figures moving at the bottom.
Do they look humanoid in nature?
Somewhat, but it's hard to tell as well, since like even figures and patterns can blur here. Do not look too long. This place has a hypnotic effect. This is the centrifuge, where it was assumed that one part of the soul was the Genge and the other the ore, that they could be separated by stirring.
Verity will say, I have read the book, and is any progress made beyond what was written in the book?
I am afraid the directors will be I'm afraid directors Harvest and Tomoska will better be able to answer that. I have not kept much track of progress, but I have noticed that there have been less participants since the governor's departure.
How long has this been going on?
This is the astral plane, my dear. Time itself has very little meaning here.
Do you know that the corpses that they return to Sigil cannot be controlled by the Dustman? Moshai had a lot of trouble with the undead. That's uncontrollable.
Sultan taps his chin a bit, thinking. Let's see. Will you describe these corpses?
They are eyeless, and it appeared that all the darkness has been burned out by the light. So that's what it seems.
Not all experiments are successful. I suspect sometimes directors might go overboard, or perhaps the subjects respond poorly to measures. Some are rejected unceremoniously.
Were there any cases of success?
We will see more of that in due time. Are you done here? Shall we move on?
He's
Verity
not.
is not, and
Okay.
feels bad, like the whole experiment thing.
Director Zoltan moves forward towards this incline, and he lowers his head a bit, and you see steps form.
Oh, is he making the stairs?
Okay. And you have a wider range of view now. Towards this portion appears to be like a gigantic mountain spinning up. Like you thought this ascent was about 200 feet of distance, but the one far ahead looks to be even sharper than that. A veritable mountain.
Dang.
The next, I suppose, shall be the empathetic feedback method. Any thoughts so far?
know the experiment was done out of curiosity, but this is horrendous. But
Could you elaborate?
in these subjects that you get, are they willing subjects?
I doubt anyone would be willing for such. No one has ever been willing for science and experimentation in the progress of things. But my understanding is that these are condemned prisoners supplied by the mercy killers.
Is that what they say?
Is that not so?
No, the recent people who came in, they are all innocent primes who has no idea what they have gotten themselves into.
That is unusual. Zargal is the sin sniffer. He would know whether they have sin within them. But that might explain the trickle of participants. There have been less.
There have been people selling portal keys to this realm. Oh, you said that you try to contact people to come and help.
Yes, but I'm afraid I may have erred there. It would seem my familiar is not very good with instructions.
The portal merchant was your familiar.
Yes, my instruction was that he was to seek out those able and willing to help.
And Zarao came here thinking that they are participants.
It appears that able and willing may not have been the best choice of words.
But if I were to attempt to put a stop to these experiments, will you be supportive of that?
I had hoped for someone more heroic and, well, it would seem this is the first time things are going correctly then. I would definitely put my support behind you, limited as it is.
Alright. I don't have the stomach to watch this. This is inhumane.
Perhaps.
I didn't know that these experiments are still ongoing.
Perhaps we should double back and dispatch the fiend.
He doesn't seem like he did this out of maliciousness.
No,
So-
but that one will inform the others, whom we wish to stop.
And then Bertio asks Zoltan, where are the directors currently at?
Let's see. Tomosker can typically be found in this direction, Harvest in the other. It is possible for me to use what remains of my director powers to ask for a convening if you are confident that you could deal with both at once.
I've seen them before. Would it be better? Would they be able to communicate with each other long range?
My understanding is that they have taken to quite different and opposite spectrums of the experiment. Their influences have a tendency to cancel each other out, and as such, they maintain separate domains.
I think it would be wise to take them out one by one instead of the both of them together. I have brought companions to assist with this. Perhaps we should meet up with them before we go on with the plan.
I can attempt to warn Sargal, but if I do not inform the other directors of your arrival, you should be prepared to deal with hostilities en route. Is that what you want?
Give me a moment.
And then Verity will speak to Arya. Are you with Saga right now? And Arya says, no, the ugly dog is still trying to find us. And then she looks at Balasa and Fira and Elara. We are going towards that direction. And
Okay,
then,
DM to players. So, so essentially what Zoltan is highlighting is he could call for a convening,
yeah.
which would mean like a relatively peaceful journey to get there. But then, like,
To
whatever
get to
happened,
to
get to the
both of
directors,
them
both
coming together. Yeah, so that's actually worse if they are together.
Yeah, but if you go in unannounced, then you have to deal with potential hostilities along the way. So
Oh, I live for hostility.
The question is, do you plan to talk to them, or are we gonna punch them into submission? The way you were talking, it sounded like you wanted to punch them into submission.
Oh,
Because
yes.
Verity is feeling very like these guys are doing terrible things.
He wants to
Verity
serve
wants to
them a
punchy
justice
punchy.
sandwich.
Justice.
A veritable justice sandwich.
They can try to explain, but Verity is slowly getting to the angry point.
Oh.
Slowly, but not yet there yet. But he is trying to take down one of them first. But you say if we go in unannounced, but if he announced to one of them first, is it possible?
And they'll probably talk to each other. They'll be like, hey, Zoltan called for meeting you. Like, oh, yeah, he didn't tell me yet. And the other guy will be like, never mind, just come anyway.
And the other guy is like, well, you should
I
have
thought they
just
were
written an
isolated.
email.
Like that's why I was asking, do they have any means of long range communication?
No, of course, they're the directors. They own this shit. They
Okay.
run the business.
Let's can we hive mind DM?
Yeah, what Alara wants
okay,
to
I'll
do.
say the only one that can't participate in Hive Mind is Reus, because there's no
Okay.
Arya there.
Makes sense.
So if Alara, because she's still like, I wonder if I can do stuff here like I did in the dream. She's gonna try shout Rosa's name to Rosa in her mind, but if it doesn't work, she'll be like, okay, I get it.
Okay. Alara, you try to focus your thoughts into Rosa's mind. Let's see.
Roll an intelligence check.
If it doesn't work, I totally get it.
Okay, you're trying to make yourself hurt, so this is charisma.
Wait,
Do I do
Checo. It's a 10.
anything?
Doesn't do
Oh.
shit. Eat okay.
Okay, because first Alara has to try something, but in this case it gets brutally crushed again by the force of a presence,
that
something
thing.
greater than you. And for a moment after trying this, let's see, 1, 2, 3. For a moment after this, you feel the ground beneath you tremble slightly,
Oh.
Oh, what is
and then
it?
it stills again.
You're making someone angry.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Let him be fucking angry.
Oh.
Trying.
Is it some more?
Okay.
We're
Does
like
anything-
we're like in a hive mind right now, right?
Yeah, well.
Well, I just assume Arya will convey whatever.
Okay, Verity.
Verity's plan is to
Alright, Verity,
go
this
to
is
one of them
Okay.
and
This-
take them out.
Okay. All right. This is what Belisar is gonna ask you. Can I kill the fucking dog?
Yes. His suggestion is we can reconvene and send the dog back to the Shadow Realm. And then we're free to bumble about as we like.
In my experience, for like fiends and stuff, if they die, they just go back to their planes, right?
Yes, we send him back to the Shadow Realm.
Usually, yes. No, not Shadow Realm, Infernal Realms. Usually.
Infernal realm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was just a figure of speech.
Hmm.
Cause my line of action will greatly differ if Verity says okay to killing the dog.
He'll immediately like run. Kill that thing. Verity, are there any others like
We
him?
should probably
Because if we
warn
kill,
him that the dog is immune to fire, so
Yeah.
don't try to burn him.
Shit.
Verity will says, well, the type of fiends Zagaris usually is confident towards fire damage, and so far, I've seen you yourself are quite resistant to fire damage, so you know what I mean. But fiends, even if you banish them, they return back to the infernal planes.
so do we then
So,
incapacitate it?
if-
What's the plan?
It starts to warn the other directors. I think it's best to return it back.
Zoltan tells you it may try to warn the other directors, but it has no means of mental communication. It will have to run all the way.
So if we incapacitate it, can't actually do anything.
Yes.
But
Just-
if we kill it, it can come back here.
Okay, if a fiend is sent back to the Infernal Realm, it usually takes time to so-called respawn.
Yes.
Hey,
because
we
he has
in
to
a-
wait for
we in a
convenient
video game.
place.
Lol. Okay, kill it.
It's like you randomly get sent to
Okay,
China.
now say this is a strange thing. Now that you brought it up, Balasa,
Mm-hmm.
Newt is not with you.
What?
Lol.
What? Well, I mean,
He made
Belisar
the
doesn't
text
care
video.
that much. That's why he's like not.
That's
attentively
why I didn't
looking.
mention it until now.
Yeah. Belisar like doesn't give a shit.
Did Rose see it? No, right?
Nope.
Oh,
What's
weird.
going on here?
Weird.
He's a weird creature, guys. But anyway, where he will say, yes, if it doesn't endanger you all and it tries to warn the directors, I would suggest sending it back to the Infernal Realm.
So it has to die. That's all I need to know. All right.
Do
Here's the plan.
remember
He also
what I
warned you
told
that
you.
it's probably immune to fire, so
Yeah,
Mm.
he,
Yeah,
he
I
told
know
him.
You know
Yep. All right. Here's the plan. I'm going to bury myself in the sand. You guys are gonna stand and beat him to come to you. And when he steps over me, I'm gonna burst out like triple X style and stab him in like the bottom of his like stomach area. And then
Can you
we-
say this as how Balasar would say it?
All right, sure, no problem. All right, here's the plan. Look, all of you are incompetent. So here's the fucking plan. I'm going to bury myself in the sand. I can trust Fira to land a shot. I don't know how competent you look, like a pathetic
Arya says,
short
are you
little
going
girl.
to bury yourself in this icky and gross sand?
It's
Let him finish. Oh yeah.
fucking can opener. Look,
Weird fiend person.
when he sees you, he's going to come running. And when he steps over me, I am going to pop out of the fucking sand and stab him. And that is when you collectively all also fucking stab him. Would you like a demonstration, Mrs. Can Opener?
Would you like a taste of my horn, fiend?
I look at Fira and I go, Fira, ambush up the hill.
She draws her bow, ready when you are.
I take out my thingy and we both make our way up the hill so we can see the dog thing.
All right, Donkey, can you help me dig a hole?
No, who do you think I am?
Arya, are you Are you combat ready, or would you rather stay on the sidelines?
Okay, Rose, you can see that the creature seems to have picked up a trail and is starting to walk up towards the slope.
Is it-
I'm making a hole without the donkey's help.
Okay. How do you make a whole Balasar? Scooping with your hands? Or...
Oh, dear God, no. Allow me to introduce you to my farming tools that I have in my backpack. Remember? From my background? I take out a hoe and I start hoeing the ground.
A hole is not for making a hole. You use a shovel for
I
that.
take out a shovel and I make a hole in the ground.
Okay.
I use my shovel to make a hole in the ground.
Okay, Balasar, you stick your shovel in, scooping up parts of sand and all that. They sort of disappear and disintegrate after your shovel pulls them out,
Okay.
and the hole sort of covers back.
Uh-oh.
Use your imagination.
This is going to be tougher than I thought.
Are we?
Like the in-person strange person.
Okay,
I am going to. Can I imagine an opening whereby I may bury myself? He's gonna be like, "This is harder than I thought." Then he puts the shovel back in, and then
Yeah.
Balasar is gonna go. All right. Fucking hole. Fucking hole.
Okay. You try to imagine a hole in which you can bury yourself. There's no resistance. And instantly, like, a sinkhole just opens below Balasar and like goes in. Balasar, now make an opposed wisdom check.
Uh-oh.
That's my worst.
Something really wants to bury you.
Oh.
It was a
14.
trap.
14 is good.
I'll let you know later.
Okay. I
Balasar, to everyone else, it looks like Balasar just suddenly gets sucked into a hole or something.
Alright, all part of the plan, guys.
because that was part of his plan.
Since Ara is right next to him, what did she see?
Well, she sees a hole just like, okay, imagine, you know, the Princess Bride, the super quick sand that people step on and they instantly zoom in.
Does Balasar look surprised?
Huh? Balasar looks like a
Does Balasar
dragon
looks-
born.
I think
Does he look surprised?
He looks like he's concentrating super hard, so no, he doesn't look surprised.
he farts.
Okay, then Ara's like, I guess he did dig a hole with his mind full of holes.
Oh my god.
Okay. Second phase of the plan.
Okay, so Spira and I will
Do you
be.
tell Zoltan your plan?
Huh?
Yeah.
That's up to the two.
I don't
Arya,
think so.
That's up to the two.
Like, do you even tell us your plan?
I said the plan out loud. Arya conveyed it to you guys because we're all in
as
the
in,
think
you're on
tank.
the hive mind, so to speak.
Yeah. So you guys know, but it's up to
Yeah.
you to tell him. That's all I'm doing.
Verity will tell Zoltan that's the plan.
Hayes does not think it's a good plan, but will keep that to himself.
But Verity doesn't think so too.
But I suppose you want to assist them then. I suppose you want to assist them, or would you prefer to stay here and let me show you the other experiments?
No, I would like to help. We will return soon. Or would you rather watch from the sidelines?
I can't. I have limited ability to assist, but I can help you get there faster.
Verity will nod and says,
Thank you.
Take out your shield,
and he takes out his shield.
sit on it,
Uh-huh.
Surfing.
and then like the part around here with the incline where there was stairs before, the stairs just like turn into a ramp.
Oh my god, the best. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2018.
Wait, wasn't Zoltan
Does
the
this
one who made
remind
the
Verity
stairs?
of the
One of them.
dreamscape, like the whole imagining things?
Yeah, it reminds you of that. Okay, but okay, so
Let's
this one,
go.
there's haze, there's something he can slide on.
You know how I can create weapons
Yeah.
from the shadow? Can I use that to create something that's like a shield?
A slide.
Yeah. I usually pull out like a quarter staff out of the shadows made of shadow.
So what sort of weapon do you pull out this time?
Something that looks like a shield. A shield like
Maybe a big great
Mm.
sword that is like a
Sled.
shield.
How about 2 great swords and it becomes a ski?
How about slide on your belly and get the worst sandburn you
Oh
could ever.
no.
No, that feels like a bad idea.
Just bring out a shield because he said shield.
Skis.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
try
say
to
you
craft a shield.
I'll
if
say you
possible.
try and make some kind of a turtle-like shield.
Yeah, like a
Okay,
shell.
Hayes, this is what you notice. You craft the shadows around yourself into a form of a shield. You can swear that there's faces in the shadows.
What?
But when you try to focus on it, it sort of like becomes hard to distinguish and all that. The shadows in this realm are not fully under your control.
Oh.
Mm. Okay,
Interesting.
Hayes will remember that.
And we
He
slide.
will nevertheless use
Okay.
the shield to ride down.
All right, you all slide down. Okay, so I'll say this brings you about here, and then you have to make a bit of a climb back up. Okay, so part 2 of the plan. Rosa, you notice the big hellhound like sort of catching a trail and running up the slope. Are you doing anything?
Is it
Alara, you're
running?
still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
loping on all fours.
If it's running, I'm going to follow it because it's probably more focused on running. I'm going to follow it with my tiny feet.
Stealth with disadvantage.
If I'm stealthing alone, it's a normal pace. Okay, so I will stealth.
Wait, don't you get advantage as like the new rework ranger thing?
Huh?
I don't
No.
think I get advantage, but I get normal pace. It's not running.
Oh yeah, normal pace, yeah, because you're running at full speed like that.
14.
Oh wow.
God.
Disadvantage because like the thing just told you to stay there. And it's still
Yeah,
pattering.
disadvantage. Darn. Okay.
Okay. The creature turns around like, hey, I told you to follow instructions. Just lay your arm. Do you need me to help you demonstrate?
No, but I thought I told you that I was gonna help you get it done faster.
I'm the coordinator. I have to be able to show initiative and do these things myself. And Fira sees it's back his turn. She's going to take a shot.
I'm going to follow suit. Shot.
Can they reach that far?
Does Alara have a bow?
I
She has a
have.
trident.
Well, is
Trident
it
range is not very
within
far.
60
Call lightning.
feet?
I would say I'll say it's within 120 feet at this point.
Oh, cannot.
The bow can though.
Yeah, the bow
knuckles
can.
have mad range.
Fira like knocks the arrow and fires off, and like
She has advantage, right? Because the guy is not paying
Yeah.
attention. Yes. Yes. Hit him, Fira.
Go.
Yes.
yes.
More like it.
Get him, girl!
Get it.
Yes, more like it.
okay, like she seems to fail to take into account the astral winds, but the wobbly arrow somehow manages to find its way. And the second shot. The second shot, she tries to readjust for the astral winds, and like this time it seems to go the other direction, and she curses at this. The first one hits. Let's see. Damage. Woo!
That's
Get him,
nice.
girl!
The arrow lands like Rose, as you say. Right, first we put down the obvious things. The bow goes down in one pile. A bundle of the quivers of arrows by 20s each, and then the arrow just like appears on its rear end, like.
We're under attack.
Did he yell? Did he just yell? Oh, God.
It turns around.
I'm gonna hold my action until he gets to 60 feet. Or within 60 feet. And then throw my lightning.
Stop that! You're promoting an unharmonious environment. Don't make me resort to Protocol 3.
Uh-oh.
Naughty.
What's Alara going to do? And Verity and Hayes get a bit closer. One more round and you'll be with Alara and the others.
Feel so bad. He's such a
Um,
good boy.
I know. I'm like, oh, can we do this harmoniously?
Fira looks to Alara for direction. So another shot.
Keep going. We're going to take it down. I'm going to try and get closer. Because it's really far, right? So if I... okay, I'm gonna run 30 and then I'm gonna throw my lightning thing until he gets closer.
Okay. Fira hits both shots this time.
Oh, nice.
As we are approaching and I see Fira attacking and the creature not here yet, I will put my hand on Verity's shoulder and try to get him to stop.
Verity stops and says,
Yes, please.
This one believes, perhaps, we should move to engage it when it tries to run.
2 more arrows sprout up on the creature's like four legs this time. Initiative, everyone.
Yeah.
Minus me, right?
Oh shit,
Question mark?
why did I move?
Okay, I'll get back to Balasar right now.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
12.
Balasar. Your attempt to bury yourself seems to have worked better than expectation. As you find yourself like submerged in the white sand, if it is sand, and the sand starts to try and fill your nostrils.
Okay. Do I have to make some sort of con save?
Yes.
All right. 13. Do I take damage from choking in the sand?
you rolled a pair.
You inhale a breath of fresh air.
Balasar, this is what happens.
All right.
Like
no.
sand starts filling your nose and lungs, you start drowning.
Okay.
You can hold your breath equal to your con modifier rounds.
Okay. So I can
many
hold
con
my breath
modifier?
for 3 rounds.
Yes.
That's my con.
It's like
modifier.
the sand is just all over you and just like sinking into you.
All right. Okay.
can Verity see him sinking or is he gone already?
God, I'm like
He's
straight
off
out.
the face of the planet.
I'm off the face of the goddamn planet.
Oh.
He's in the face.
All right.
Of
Do I
So-
still get to try something every round? Is that
Yes,
so
you
that-
get to try something every round.
All right. So I have to roll initiative too, right?
Yes.
All right. There you go. That's what I like to hear.
Stepping require you to see where you're going.
9.
Well, there's an out.
Give me a moment. Music. Okay, has everyone put your initiatives in already?
Yes.
Not me. Ah,
The
For one.
goddamn retrieval module.
The
Still
modules are still there.
well, so I always a
you roll for
retrieval.
Aria as well.
No, the
Yeah.
pony. The
Oh,
pony
you
gets
can
to fight.
finally battle on a mount.
First, he has to get to his mount. Right now, they're just 2 separate characters.
But they're one
Yeah,
after
Ara will
another.
start running towards Verity.
They're in
when that
slow
happens.
motion.
Okay, let me just rearrange this ordering. So Rosa is first. Then it is Fira.
Okay, press the
Haze. Verity. Aria. Okay. Rose, your go.
It's like such an unfair fight.
It is. Rose is going to say to that thing,
Yeah.
the fin dog. She's gonna say, "Oh, I will help you." Somehow. And she'll wait until it has started running.
It's already running.
Okay, then she's going to go after him as well. She's not gonna shoot, just double action to run.
Dash next to him.
Okay, I'll just
You're
say
like,
you're
"I
where
got
he is
your
at
back."
the moment.
Yep, 50 feet.
Okay. Next will be Fira. Fira will lower her bow again. And...
Fira is aggressive.
Yeah.
She right
aggressive.
clicks.
Be aggressive.
Okay, no crits, but she hits everything.
Dang.
That's 221s.
That is stark difference from what I usually roll. It seems we are a great pairing.
She does all the work and you bury yourself alive.
Alright. Two more arrows whiz through the astral scene, like disrupting like the peace and order, and sing to the creature.
Unharmonious environment.
Bits of it doesn't seem to be talking anymore. And like bits of bloody froth and flame like sizzle against the white sand. Okay, next is Haze.
Is there a like ditch or something between where I am and where they are where I can hide?
Yes, but like I'll say you're on the other side of the slope. So like imagine the slope is like this.
And it's going
imagine the peak is like that. Yeah, going up. So you're on the other side of the slope.
Okay, so I can't see the monster from here because it's on the other side of the slope.
You can make out Fira shooting something on the other side.
Okay.
It takes a while for us to get there anyway.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
400.
All right.
Maybe dash.
I'll move, and then for my action, I will make a search action for. Like, there are no rocks or anything, right? It's just like
There's
sort
no
of-
rocks in this entire place.
Okay. And it's just even slopes the whole way, so there's no like
Case, I'll just say like the sand feels odd beneath your feet, as if like so when you lift your feet off and some of the sand falls off, it just disintegrates.
Okay. All right.
But
I
never
will
seems
just
to relax. Yeah.
move closer, and then
You can reach the main group on the top right this round if you want, with
Oh.
your full turn.
okay, I'll do that then, I suppose. But I'll still be on the other side of the slope.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want the monster to see me. Is the idea? Because he still thinks that Verity and Haze are like.
Okay. Verity, what do you do?
You get next to Haze. I guess
Okay.
he's a bit slower than Haze, to be honest. Haze is
No,
fast.
our movement speed is the same unless I use key points to dash, which I won't.
Oh, don't you have like plus 10 feet? as a
Oh
monk.
wait, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but I'll say
sorry.
that 10 feet doesn't matter in this particular, well, when the things are so much wide and all that.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll reach where he is.
Okay, Arya.
Alright, going to run towards Verity's direction. Ah!
Look at this pussy ass.
You
You're
can't
not
see.
there
You're
to see
underground.
comment.
Fuck.
Okay.
Tula.
Zagal's turn. With great loping strides, he runs up to attack Fira.
Whoa,
Is
made
he
it.
in range of my throwing stick yet?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Okay, hopefully it hits. So I'm gonna throw my throwing stick as a lightning. 22, and it's gonna start in his chest or whatever it hits.
Sure, roll damage.
1d6 plus 1d8.
It's just 4.
Are you
Okay. It runs up to Fira and attacks her. Noticing the trident itself, it pays its scarce attention. Right, let me just see what this part says. Executing Protocol 4. First it uses bite.
Yeah.
Fira dodges as she's been preparing for this, like parrying with the bow. She ducks aside, and then claws.
Aw.
Claws.
Yes.
It chomps at her, and she ducks, and there's a spin over the claws as they swipe around her.
You are so cool.
It's like haste.
Okay, Alara, your go.
I'm going to bonus action spiritual weapon on it.
Yeah.
Where is the button? Oh, okay, 26.
Yes, that hit.
Again, like this globule of shining, seemingly liquid water flies out and sort of punches it in the rib.
Drinking is prohibited on the job.
10. And then I'm going to... How far away is it from me?
I'll say it's 30 feet away from you.
Okay, I'm gonna close the distance and take out... Okay, if I wanted to take out a weapon, another weapon,
Yeah, it's part of the movement.
part of the movement. Okay, so it's not my action, right?
Nope.
Okay, so my action is going to prepare Booming Blade.
That's
Yeah.
You can do that. I think as an action
Yeah.
you can.
You
toss
can whack it with
into-
booming blade.
I thought Booming Blade I have to cast as an action, then I have to attack in
No,
my
it's
next
part
turn.
of the thing.
Huh?
Like
As
as an
in,
action.
as an action, you whack it. What
Oh!
do you mean? You need to spend 2 rounds to cast a cantrip?
That's what I thought! Oh
No,
my
no, no.
god.
Like, as a part of the action to cast a spell, you also make a weapon attack.
But
It's terribly bad if you need to spend 2 turns to cast a
No,
cantrip.
but you see, it's logical because there's a cantrip called True Strike, and it's like you
Yeah,
cast it and then
different.
action.
next
That's
turn you have it.
different.
That's aiming. That's not like you know.
True Strike is for all the NPCs to use so they can hit something.
It's very
Okay.
sad cantrip.
Okay, so make your attack roll, Booming Blade.
So I'm gonna Booming Blade. So do I just attack roll?
Yeah, melee attack roll.
Where is my thing?
With what weapon?
With my what's it the long what's
Sword.
it? It's not a sword, it's the other one. I can't think
Torture
of the
staff?
word. Ah, I
Well,
didn't write it
I
down.
think the only weapons that start with the word long are long sword and long bow.
Alara attacks with Schrodinger's weapon. Roll for it.
I can't because it's
You
stuck
can
in the
figure
dog.
it out.
Okay, dagger. I'll just use my dagger.
Yes,
I'll
dagger.
throw my. I'll use my dagger and slash it because I haven't found the other thing.
Boom.
Pew 18.
You hit.
Okay, so do I click dagger or do I click booming blade?
Well, you do dagger damage on top of booming blade.
Oh, okay. So click dagger.
And then click booming
It
blade.
says it's a shitty 4. And then
Yeah.
I click booming blade, which is what bullshit.
Okay,
One-
roll
1d8.
1d8 thunder.
2d8. You're more than
No,
level
one-
5.
1d8.
It's 1d8
Oh,
and then
1d8 to
when you
the
move.
extra damage to. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I never
Okay,
did
okay.
booming blade.
3.
All right, you stab it with a dagger, and there's a crack of thunder. Balasar, okay, Balasar, you are choking and drowning in sand.
All right. I'm pretty sure I have to take some form of. Wait, did I take damage just now? Or
No,
you
this
just said
is-
I was.
This is
Okay.
drowning. If your 3 rounds are up, you just die.
I just died, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will. I don't know how deep I am. I don't know how much I'm drowning. I'm going to cast Thunder Step vertically straight up to see how far 90 feet brings me. All right. I should click it. There you go. Clickety clack. Oh, does it not appear? Hello.
Yeah, well, I
No.
don't see anything.
Yep.
Nope.
What the
That
heck?
It's
Oh,
probably
oh.
lagging.
Oh, it's lagging.
Aw.
Luckily, I have the spell index open, so that
Yep. Yeah. It's 90 feet. It's
you
90.
can see.
Ah, shit. All right.
You can't.
It's not dimension door.
All right. I have another. I have a secondary plan in case this one didn't work. I am going to cast Blink on myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cast Blink, and then I don't have any other actions. So I'm gonna
Wait.
use.
Blink.
Blink
Yeah.
puts you in the.
Ethereal plate.
Ethereal
Oh,
plane.
right. Yeah, sorry.
That gives me time to breathe, right? So like logically that would give me infinite 3 rounds.
You
as long as-
think, roll your d20 and see if you get 11 and above.
Please. Oh my god, I'm
No.
gonna die.
You remain anchored in the ground as sand continues to fill your lungs. You have
Alright,
2
that's
rounds.
2.
Oh,
I have 2 rounds. Alright. I'm counting. No worries. Next.
You say
And the sand forms strange shapes around you, and you catch glimpses of faces, hands reaching out, like some in supplication, some in aggression.
Alright. No problem.
So basically, he's in darkness as well, right?
Darkness that he can strangely see because it's like white sand. He's in
interesting.
whiteness.
I see.
Rose, what you should do? The creatures run ahead of you again.
wait, when you say that Balasa can see, is his top of his head like above ground again?
What? No. He's seeing sand all around him.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that he actually got up.
I'll let you know when he's actually free.
Oh no.
Okay. So, how far is he from everyone? Oh, that's within 60 feet because
Don't ask about Balasar. As far as you're concerned, he's not there.
No, about his
Sagal
distance.
is about 100 feet ahead from you, Rose.
Okay. But from the rest of them, he is
He's
practically
in
on top of
Alara's
them, right?
face and Fira's face because of what happened earlier.
Okay, so Rose is going to ensnaring. Oh no, I don't want to ensnaring strike him. Why you guys do this? She's
Yell at-
going
yell
to
at your
hunters.
friends. What are you doing? Why are you attacking the guide?
Yeah, she's going to. This is an action, right?
Bonus action.
Or bonus. Darn it. Okay, she's going to bonus action and snaring strike it. So much
Casting
bonus
ensnaring
action.
strike is a bonus action, but then actually attacking with your ensnaring strike is an action.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
need to make your
that's the
attack
thing.
roll.
Because I wanted to actually do Hunter's Mark as well. That is
Okay.
No, you
under my
can't.
discount
It's,
first.
they're both concentration, so you can't do that.
Yeah, and they're both
Alright.
bonus actions also. Okay, your 17 hits.
She
Yep.
get advantage because she doesn't want to hurt the dog.
Huh?
No, it's more like disadvantage. What are you talking about?
Okay, what's the total damage? 11.
Mm.
5.
Yeah,
That
5,
plus
5. Just 5.
6 is a crit.
Like,
Okay.
It's only
Oh,
5.
5 and ensnaring strike damage. No,
mm,
it's not damage until it moves. Okay.
okay. So it is just have to make a strike saving throw.
Yeah, he has advantage too because he's a huge dog.
Yep.
A large
Saving
or larger
throw.
creature, yeah.
Strength save.
Whimper. I forgot
Dude,
about that.
it's out for free.
Ah!
No. He saves anyway.
Vines start to sprout up where you strike. They have a strange. Okay, the vines that come out are not green leafy vines. They look like razor vine.
Oh.
And then, like, but the dog like just tears into it. And continues with its.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah, and then she continues moving whatever small distance she can.
okay.
Seven.
So Alara, no, there's not advantage to hit
Oh,
because
okay.
it's saving throws. Any attack rolls that deal like, wait, that deal. Okay, booming blade has advantage to hit, but if you hit with the rapier, normally no.
Oh, okay. Mm.
Okay. Fira's turn. Fira blows her tongue at the creature and runs back towards disengages and runs back towards where she thinks Balasar is, or baiting it to follow.
It's time for phase 3 of the plan, Balasar.
Phase 3.
What
Jim,
more?
it's
It's
her.
your time to shine.
Good job, Fira.
Is it my turn? Yes. Okay. Does he appear to be the same? Like he hasn't transformed or anything, right?
Who was transformed?
The Sagal.
Is still attacking a Sagal.
Yeah, like he hasn't like grown larger or anything freaky like that.
No.
He's just okay. His will do nothing. He will take the dodge action. Verity, your turn.
Okay, Haze dodges.
Oh, fighto.
Well, seems like phase 3 is coming, so Verity's gonna see what Balasar's gonna cook up, I guess. So he's going to also watch with
No.
his dodge
I'm
action.
actually really touched that you guys believe in me so much.
You have a plan.
Wait,
We are gonna see if you can make that plan.
Arya's turn.
She continues running towards Verity.
She can definitely reach you. She has way high speed.
She is very fast.
Like
though.
she's next to you now.
Okay, so I'm just going to simplify the battle map. So this is Camp standing over here and watching. This is going to be Cam Spring the Trap. This is Alara, and that's Rose behind. Okay, so next is Zagal's turn. Zagal will provoke an attack opportunity from Alara as he charges Fira again.
Ooh, does that booming blade thing happen? Because
Let's see. Yeah, it does happen.
So it's 2d8. Right. Ah, because you move, sucker.
Thunder cracks up. More blood from the creature sizzles down onto the sand itself. And the creature runs over the spot of patch where Balasa was. And you see Fira's expression change when nothing happens.
Uh-oh.
It attempts to breathe fire on Fira.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Fira has a pretty good dex save, so Fira fails the dex save in her
No.
shot.
She is so confident.
Fira gets burned for 21 points of fire damage as the creature exhales out in the cold. And not just that, no.
What? There's fire.
Yeah. Where it exhales the flames, two of the cinders seem like the flames not just like pour over Fira, she's screaming from the pain, but the flames lick against the sand and start to form strange shapes.
Strange shapes.
Yes.
Humanoid?
Well, they
look like they're
flicker in a.
waving, It's cute.
Who has knowledge arcana?
I mean, I do, but I'm buried.
Do you feel the heat?
Rosa does.
Go Rosa.
Rosa does.
Okay, Rosa, you know these are small fire elementals.
Oh no.
Oh. Brought up by the doggy boy. Okay.
Okay.
Well, go water girl. She's good. No.
Fira,
It's not my turn.
Balasar, do your thing already. Alara, your turn.
Alara's.
Create water.
I don't want to make it rain. Okay. She's going to bring her spiritual weapon close to the thingy again and punch it in the
how far can
face.
a spiritual weapon move?
20?
20 feet.
Will it
It's
reach?
further than that.
Oh, okay, never mind. Goes,
Just move it 20 feet and then
Yeah.
move it again.
make it go as close to 20 feet as possible. Can Alara get to the thing? Is it?
Alara, yes, because Fira could only move so far.
Okay. So Alara is going to go towards it, and then booming blade again. This time with the thing that she wanted to use, which is a rapier. Jesus. Do it.
Item found.
Item found. 16. Does it hit?
Alara, you slash out your rapier, and like at the last minute, like it seems to glance off the hide, slashing a thin cut along it as it.
Oh, okay. So 16 doesn't hit. Okay, noted. That's my turn.
Yeah, it's a close strike, but just not enough to penetrate the hide.
Okay. Okay, that's my turn.
Balasar.
All right.
Do the thing, Balazar.
Fly, friend.
All right. Hear
Now
me
it's
out, yeah? I want to. Did I feel like there was like when I created the hole? Did I feel like there was a opposing presence trying to drown me?
As in, there was something very eager to help you along, so it
Oh.
succeeded superly well.
Okay. All right.
How far underground is he?
I have no idea. That's
No
it.
idea.
Like,
Like nobody tossed like Balasar like a measuring tape or
yeah,
something.
nope. Like I'm drowning. How would I know how far down I'm drowning?
All right.
Right. I'm going to think out loud. If you think this is enough to kill me, you're gonna have a bad time. And I will in an attempt to create space around me, I will cast a fireball centered around myself.
Sure.
Alright.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll fireball damage. You auto fail.
All right. Yep. Yeah. There you go. It's 30. I take
Ooh.
half because I'm resistant.
Yes, 15.
Taken. No problem. All right. Now
Okay,
my question is,
Roll fireball around yourself.
yeah, what
And
happens?
okay, I'll say the Turokmal aren't very sciencey people, so they don't know what happens. They don't know what the term vitrify means.
Okay.
So when you expose sand to high heat, it turns to glass. Except that what you just vitrified isn't exactly sand.
Okay.
Balasar, in one instant, like you're surrounded by white things, then when the flame explodes, the sand sort of melts, turns into glass surrounding you. And from every facet of the glass, you're looking at memories, thoughts, reflections.
Oh god. Are you gonna tell me I have to do an intelligence saving throw to not go insane or something?
Wisdom saving throw.
Ah, shit.
You're not prepared for the feels.
I was not prepared for the feels.
You're
Oh.
prepared.
That's all right.
That's pretty good.
Alright, how is my mental
You
state?
manage to
again?
hold on to yourself. These are not your memories, thoughts, and reflections. You catch glimpses of dark figures moving through the night,
Okay.
of bodies piled and scavenged, of dissections, of unholy rituals and rites,
Oh god.
of like the flames of the hells below,
Okay.
and of things warped and twisted that were once human and warping further and further, and like armies marching, death and destruction, ruin and decay. And above it all, it's like a rising shriek as thoughts of power flood you, and you barely hold your sanity.
Alright, he's gonna scream out loud as he's holding his hand to his head to try to fight back. Yeah. The better question. Alright, so that's my turn. Do I get a breath of fresh air when I do this? Like, do I get to breathe?
No.
Shit. Alright.
Make your blink. Wait, concentrate to hold your blink.
No, it's not a concentration. I just
Okay,
asked
then
it.
try to see if you blink.
I do.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I'm out.
Okay, I'll let you know later. As in, you blink.
It goes. The spell brings me to the ethereal plane. So if that
Except-
has some weird interaction, you
except-
let me know. Yeah.
You are not in the ethereal realm.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, you can let me know where I am.
You find yourself in a jagged, twisted landscape of white sand, except all in sharp, serrated edges, like misshapen, gross shapes.
Okay.
And one of them, the largest of all, a face of some kind, demonic in nature, nostrils flaring, jaws wide open, horns twisted,
Mhm.
regarding you like far, far larger than you are, far larger than your father was.
Ooh.
What languages does Balasa understand?
Wait, it's on my Adam sheet. I didn't transfer it. 1 second. Because they understand the same languages. Common Draconic Sylvan.
You don't understand what the language means. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh god. Save after save after save. 24.
Oh, that's good.
You manage to hold your ground instead of getting blasted back to goodness knows where, and you vanish again from this realm.
Okay. That was so weird.
But did
Okay.
he get to breathe?
Next, we have Ep.E013.
Go, Rosa, go.
Fira's on fire and there's fire around her, and Alara's trying to poke at it, while 3 people are taking out popcorn on the side.
Well, Rose is going to bonus action Pana Warrior on the dog and then gonna shoot with her longbow again.
Okay.
Did it come out?
Go, Rosa, go!
Those are wait, those are my friends. Pew.
It's
Pew.
Have you only been attacking
11.
Yeah, I know how you
Yay.
feel.
Also, Rose, have you only
I'm
been
sorry.
attacking once every turn?
I think so.
No,
That's one of the things
yeah.
she does.
Yeah. I
Okay, the
always
second
forget.
attack. Note your arrow streaks down force and explosion.
Oh wait, no, hang on, wrong button.
Wrong button.
16
Oh,
doesn't hit.
no.
No.
Oh,
Sad.
16.
Sad.
The creature turns, and a puff of flame from its jaws turns the second arrow to ash.
Oh no, stop this, let's stop this. I don't really want to attack it.
Stop this nonsense.
I'm gonna stand my ground, probably still 100 feet away from them all.
Alright. Face your turn.
Fira's turn. Fira.
Oh, Fira.
Do they?
Balasar, whatever you're doing, you can do it now.
Does she hear my screaming from underneath when I was screaming to resist the? No. Did
No
the
one
sand
heard
muffle-
anything.
Did the sand muffle? Okay, okay, okay.
No one even saw the fireball.
Okay. Fira. Let's see. Fira decides to take evasive action by by dodging.
Dodge, stand there.
Yeah, since she doesn't
Dodge.
exactly want to move away from there, and she's like, you can see with her feet, she's tapping on the sand a lot.
Do we see the fires or are they too small?
Yes, they are small fire elementals.
How big is small?
A haze. Small size, rose size.
Oh, they're cute. They're tiny Bunsen burners.
This one believes that their plan has failed.
Verity nods.
Are they close enough for me to get to
Yeah.
in one turn with normal movement?
Yes.
45 feet. All right. I will move to Alara's side and
Yeah.
attack with a quarterstaff.
Which thing?
Quarterstaff. Oh, the sagal.
Yeah.
Quarterstaff is here. Bonk. That's a punch. Now, I would like this man to make a Constitution saving throw when I stunning strike it.
Okay, Constitution saving throw. It can do that.
Disrupt your key.
If only I have banishing smite.
What's your DC?
That succeeds. I think my DC is 14. DC 15. Alright.
You smack it, but apparently Hellhound Anatomy is slightly different in chi flows.
Second attack. And then third attack.
Oh,
Oh, I miss.
miss and miss.
The other two quarterstaff strikes go wide.
The cat freaks out.
Verity, your turn.
Ah,
It's my cat.
okay.
Mounted
Verity
combat.
will go right on Arya and tell Arya that
We should return this fiend back to its plane.
then ask her to charge. How do I can I just imagine Arya and Verity is one unit now.
Okay. Verity charges on Arya.
Verity is now a centaur.
Verity, as he goes towards the Sagal, he says, "Your experiments here."
They are unholy.
Inspectors, help! What are you doing?
Your experiments here are unholy. And it needs to be stopped. And I am here to stop the experiments.
What?
Things are not up to regulation.
Why don't you just send a memo or something? Roll your attack.
No! Okay, that's better.
Smite!
The second strike hits. The first one, the mention of memo catches you off guard. The second one connects.
First level smite.
Well, it's a fiend, so extra damage.
It's another 1d8, right?
Yeah.
Boom is 1. Verity
Oh,
still feels
damn.
bad trying to
Smite
smite
is
him.
6 damage. Feels bad, man.
He doesn't want to do it, but he has to before he goes to the directors.
The searing white light shreds through the creature. It looks extremely badly wounded now. Saga looks around. Looks around at the directors. I'm not prepared for this.
I didn't sign up for this shit.
Can I tell it to?
It disengages and starts running away.
Oh no, you don't!
How fast is it? Is the question.
It moves at 50 feet per round.
Oh shit.
Oh dang.
Only very
The
clean.
fire elementals attack Fira.
Oh no.
I get a reaction to attack.
it
right?
It disengaged.
Oh, it
Do
disengaged.
you have Sentinel?
No, Verity does
no.
not.
No.
But Verity is on a unicorn, which has how much speed?
60 feet speed.
Oh, there you go. You can catch up.
It's bad. He's gonna run towards the director first.
No, you're faster. You can catch him.
Fire
Yeah.
elementals attack. One hits Fira. Fira is. Oh wait, they have disadvantage. I recall.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, one
dodging
manages to hit
Phoenix's
Fira.
turn.
Fira gets burned for 9 damage. How do I get these things off me? Alara, your go.
Okay. She will attack the fire thingy.
Okay.
With the water. Hit the fire with the water.
I only have like one create, destroy water. Can I hit both with
you
create
have
water?
your spiritual weapon.
But it's force damage though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying because you call it water, right? Just do the
Well,
thing.
DM, what say you? What is?
Yeah, you can hit it with a spiritual weapon.
But is it considered splashy water?
No, it's not water, but just I was just saying that.
It is in the image of something detestable to the fire.
Okay, good enough. Can I get it to this one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I fly my spiritual weapon, and I hit it with my.
Bonk.
It's more like splash. Splash? Ah,
I imagine the water
What
makes
garbage.
a fist and misses. Unfortunate.
it misses. And then I go towards it, and then I
Fire splits up as the water tries to strike it, aversing from the water.
I'm gonna booming blade rapier it.
Okay.
20.
Alara, people wouldn't believe you. They say you tended the stove by poking the fire, but here you're doing.
Oh, it's really shit though. And then you have the main moving blade, which is a 7, so total 10.
What was that sound? It was pain.
You stab it with lightning when water fails. Balasar,
Yes.
Survive.
roll a d4.
Oh no.
I'm laughing at Ben. Sorry. Here's a D4 for you, DM.
It's a dos.
Balasar, you appear in the fire that Alara just hit.
What?
It's
Alright, how
okay.
much damage do I take?
Like he blinks back into existence.
Yes.
At least he's outside now.
Okay, wait. Where's Doggo? Is he dead? Is he running?
Doggo
He
ran.
ran away. You don't
Yeah,
know.
sorry. Because I was like away for a second.
Balasar, you take a 6. Okay, you take 3 fire damage from the
Take it.
burning as you
No.
appear in the creature.
No
And, like,
problem.
And like Fira is staring at you. It's like, you were burning me?
What?
No, I wasn't. No. We'll talk about this after
Fira
I
looks
tell you
quite
what
badly
happened.
burnt, and yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
tell
that
you about
fail.
it after what happened.
What are you gonna do now? Your turn.
I go up to Fira.
You're setting the fire thing. She doesn't want to touch
Out
you.
of the fire.
Maybe
Okay.
step out.
Fair. How? Can I eat the fire? Can I like suck it in?
We Natsu now, boys.
Is
Well,
that a
it's
thing?
the realm of thought. You can try strange things if you like.
Yeah. Can I try? I would like to like reverse flame breath, like flame suck. I would like to ingest fire.
Flame suck.
for lack of a better term.
Roll a d20. I'll figure
Alright.
out what modifiers.
You mean like
Alright.
flame vacuum?
It's
Like
nice.
vacuum.
Flame stuck.
Let's see. Try to avoid your thing. Okay, what's your con modifier?
3.
3. Okay, it's a small fire elemental. Okay, I'll say you do inhale it.
All right.
Yum yum yum.
I like Belisar's like. I want to. I didn't burn.
You're not helping your cause. This just supports the fact that these fires came from you.
They just came out from that thing and.
Okay, is the fire that I'm standing on Yes, all right.
Okay, I will say it burns you again.
Yes,
You
let
should-
me have it.
You take 3 more fire damage.
Taken, no problem.
Worth, Balazar, worth.
There, are you happy now?
There's another one.
Shit.
Okay, Rose, your turn. You can't see the creature anymore because it went down the slope.
Oh man.
But then it
Well,
shouldn't
if I
run
could
that
see-
fast, right? It's just 50 feet. It's
50
supposed to
feet
be
is
just here.
that's very
Yeah,
but
very
I'm
powerful.
confused.
Up the slope. It's up
But
the slope
it-
and then down the other side.
Basically, it's running downhill now.
It went up and then down.
It was on top of the slope already where Fira was, so it just ran down.
Oh, okay. So Rose doesn't have line of sight. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was away when it ran away, so I didn't know. I was like,
It's okay.
Rose, what are you doing?
Rose is going to run up. How far can she go? Can she go to the point where she can see it again? If
You
I,
use your action to
if I-
dash as well.
alright, I'll
Oh,
take my action.
Actually, no, because you're staying far away from the thing, right?
Yeah, about 100 feet.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
to cross that 100 feet, you're still somewhere midway up the mountain.
Yeah, that's true. Only about
Dang.
50.
Oh, little
And that's all I
short
can
legs.
do.
Okay.
Hashtag short legs.
Hey.
Fira's turn.
Yeah.
Deal with the fire.
Alright.
Fira looks at the fire, looks at Balasar, and she disengages to stand behind. Go
Yeah,
on, eat this
good
one
girl.
as well if you want.
I'm getting judged.
Ace your go.
All right. Okay. So it moved 50 feet, right? Because
Yeah.
it used its action to disengage.
Yeah.
So I am roughly 50 feet away from it.
Yeah.
So I will move 45 feet to get into range. I'm 10 feet away. So I will.
Ace has 45 feet movement.
Yes, because I'm a monk. I've
Okay.
got 30 plus 15.
Okay.
And I will throw shadow daggers at it,
Pew pew.
which are pretty much the same as unarmed striking, but with piercing damage instead of bludgeoning.
Okay. Make a wisdom check with proficiency.
Wisdom check with proficiency. Right. So it's this plus 3. That's 16.
16. Okay. You materialize the shadow daggers and you sense resistance.
Oh.
As you try to hurl the shadows and you barely manage to make them go in the trajectory you want instead of reversing.
I see. All right.
What was your 2-hit?
18.
18 hits.
All right. So that's 6 piercing. And I think I will burn a key point
Yeah.
to dash and get in front of it and sort of be in its threatened space.
And you run ahead of it, just zooming ahead.
Yeah, and I just circle around it and stand in front. So I'm still within 5 feet of it, but on the other side now.
No, stop! Stop, inspectors! What are you doing?
Oh,
Poor
Verity,
guy.
your turn.
oh, feels bad.
I think I can get there in no time.
Yes. Go.
Rarity will say,
I'm sorry, you're just doing a job, but this cannot go on.
and then
No, please stop. I will die. I will die.
ready?
No, talk to him. Talk to him.
Okay. He
Too late. You
when
smashed
he
it.
says
What's your
he's
decision?
non-lethal
Incapacitated.
damage.
Yes.
Ah,
We can
Oh,
tie
you're
him up.
You're melee, so you can do non-lethal damage.
We can tie him up.
Okay, hits for how much? 11 slashing.
Ooh.
How do you knock it out?
Can I just boink it so that it only does concussion on its
Hit it with
horns?
the flat side of the
Yeah, the
sword.
flat
Yeah,
side of
gunk.
the sword instead of like the sharp edge.
All right, Verity, you slam it with the pommel of the sword,
Yeah.
and like its massive form seems to shudder. Then it falls over to its side, the tail like twitching a bit before going still.
Rarity goes, gets down from Arya, look at it. It's just unconscious, right?
Yeah, unconscious.
Its form remains. Should we not send it back?
It says that it will die instead of getting sent back.
Okay, combat isn't quite over, so
They deal with the last fire.
Like that random ass fire guy.
the fire elemental comes to burn its hated elemental opposition.
Cool.
It actually, if you look at it, it's a very cute, like sad face.
It's like waving. isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Alara,
like sad.
what's your AC?
My AC is 16.
Oh,
It wiggles its fire at you.
It's the tiny
You are
box of paper.
unimpressed.
I splash it. Wait, is it
Balasar.
Balasar splash it?
Oh,
I mean,
wait, sorry,
inhale it.
Alara's turn
Oh,
first.
okay. I splash it with my spiritual weapon. Splash. And then, it 12 hits, miss.
It avoids the water.
LOL! It really doesn't like water, guys. And then I rapier with booming blade.
Poke the
Look,
fire.
17.
You hit it.
Boom.
It's just a 4, what the fuck? And then
You rolled like
it's just a 2, what the fuck? Total 6.
that
It's all right.
sound
I
it
did
was
6 damage
paying.
Your classes clearly lied to you. Thunder is more effective than water against fire.
Fire gets blown. And that's my turn.
Okay.
Okay, DM.
Balasar.
I'd like to go back in time a little bit. When I ended my turn just now, I should have blinked out of existence or at the very least rolled for it, right?
Sure.
if you want
Do you
to.
want to?
Yes, I want to see the horned devil piece of shit.
Oh,
I got a bone to pick with him.
Okay.
Shit.
yeah, you gotta.
This time.
All right. Okay. Anyway, I'll finish the fight. I'm gonna go up to this guy. I'm gonna go look at him, and I'm gonna say,
Mwah.
"You don't look as appetizing as your friend." And I splash him with a chaos bolt. No,
Oh.
wait. I hit him. Fuck that. I hit him.
What the chaos bolt?
What the hell's a chaos bolt?
All right. I'm gonna slap him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes, dispatch this ruffian in
Nice-o ISO.
brutal fashion.
I use two hands, so it's the 10. It's not the 8 is if
Okay.
I one-handed. Yeah, it's the other one.
Okay. You bop it with a quarter stick for 10 damage.
Nice.
Nice-o ISO.
Is that all?
That's all you can do.
Is
You
he
only have
not
one
dead? What?
You hit a campfire with a stick.
Yeah, it's supposed to like die out. Like
Oh, you said a cool thing, but he didn't die.
shit. Can I like leave the scene of the embarrassment by blinking away?
Yo,
Sure.
can't say
Go for it.
anything. I did like 6 damage, so you did more than me. So
Poof. I guess. That was embarrassing. Shit, I thought it was almost dead.
5 points of fire from the burning inside.
Okay,
Burning inside.
Yeah, so
no
I,
problem.
From the shame or
Wait, is it from the previous elemental?
yeah,
that-
it's from the
Yeah.
previous-
Yes.
Oh,
It's going through my digestive system.
You're
Oh,
gonna have to
no.
do something
you blink
about
out,
that.
Balasar, and and you appear once again in, well,
for Devil McDevil Face.
Yeah,
Balasar, you find yourself standing in a sprawling metropolis, streets winding, twisting off in all directions, and some of them turning upon themselves. And it takes a bit to get your bearings as you recognize bits and pieces. And one of the buildings stands out. The signboard faded and like blackened with soot. Alicia's Pantry.
Whoa.
The streets are completely still and quiet, full of ash and soot, and the occasional gleam of bone.
Okay.
This is some Nerif shit right here.
I
I'm
know.
gonna call out if anyone responds.
What do you call out?
And go, hey, Alicia. That's what I call out.
You call, and the door to the Alicia's pantry creaks slightly, then falls off the edges. A bit of razor vine falls off in charred patches from the simple disturbed motion. And then you hear a sound behind you, a scraping sound. Of metal scraping against stone.
I turn around. What is it?
You turn around, and before you catch a glimpse of a figure, charred, disfigured, burnt, serrated edges all over, with a number of impossible blades protruding from itself like a mantle, an entire robe spun of blades and swords and other sharpened implements, hollow eyes blackened and burnt out, the face complete ruin on one side and metal on the other. And then its shadow crosses over you. There's a searing pain, and you return back.
What? The mystery
What was
continues.
that?
What's going on?
What?
I have more questions than answers. Alright.
Come on.
Kill the fire.
Okay, Rose?
They're having trouble with the fire. Can I shoot the fire?
Mhm.
You get to the
Kind of
top, you see the
warrior.
fire being fought over.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the fire with my Plano warrior, so it's force.
Okay.
It hits the fire.
12 does not hit.
Oh wow!
Second attack.
Second attack.
Alright, I was sure that it hit.
This hits.
It
and this
doesn't.
has to hit.
This hits.
I guess it doesn't like planar warrior stuff too.
Your arrow pierces through it, and it's a bolt of force, and then the fire holding it together just evaporates and it's gone.
Are you guys done now?
And
She's
music
going.
returns.
Yeah, she's gonna use action to move further.
Music returns.
How does Fira look? Does she look like really trashed?
Pretty badly. I mean, what's Alara's max HP?
84.
Yeah, so
Wow.
imagine Alara having taken 30 damage, kind of thing.
Okay. I go to Fira and what do I have?
And then Balasa materializes back here again.
I have more questions than answers.
Fira looks at you and looks at herself, pointing to the suit and all that, accusingly.
I didn't fucking burn you, okay? It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. The classic defense. Let's see how
But
this
of
works.
course.
Mhm.
Healing word is like so not worth it.
Healing word
Fira
is
walks
trash.
over to Balasa. She takes the shovel from your pack and whacks you with it before putting it back into your hands.
Yay.
Okay. I deserve that.
Rose is gonna look for
much
the
is the healing
doggo.
word
Is she
for?
able to see it again?
Huh?
Okay, it's lying unconscious next to Verity and Haze.
Right, can
Okay,
I
she's
heal
gonna go-
someone without making him conscious?
Probably not.
Stabilize.
I suggest no.
medicine
Yeah,
check.
we stabilize it.
Well, it's actually stable.
Yeah, we
already.
stabilize.
It's actually
Yeah, he's
stable.
stable.
already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you unconscious him, so he is stable. He's not dead.
Yeah, but we can tie him up. Can we get to Verity and all?
Okay, you do know that tying up could be a problem because this is a
It's
hell
too
hound.
large.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a large creature.
Like it's just gonna breathe fire on the ropes and then it's free.
Right.
Does Verity say anything as these people approach?
Rarity tells you that as I wanted to learn the last hit, it says that it would die. I really do not want to risk it, so we shall leave it here and we will come to do and finish what we came to do as soon as possible.
I
If
agree.
this one reports our activities, we will be greatly disadvantaged.
I think we'll take on Zoltan's suggestion to have a talk with
Dialogue?
two of the directors.
Understood.
Isn't it?
How long will it be until this one wakes up?
That's a good question.
I would say long rest, or at least more than a short rest, because I mean, short rest unconscious doesn't really count. So like, long rest maybe.
Yeah, I
okay.
mean, Verity will ask you all. Well, we have two choices now. Either we go to one of them and you allot everything, or Sir Zoltan will have a peaceful communion with the two of them.
I
But
don't
that means
think-
we have to fight the both of them at the same time.
I don't think there's a peaceful solution. We've already attacked one of their lapdogs.
Honestly, I
Perhaps-
think
So-
this one is quite clever. We might be able to actually, talk to him.
I don't want to hear that from somebody who just got here.
Shut up!
Shut up!
That
Right.
retort, I like it.
I've seen
Fira
experiments.
turns to you, Palasar. Technically, you just got here too.
Oh, you go from there.
Shots fired.
What you gonna do?
Abandoned her in her time of need.
Look, the plan had a little hiccup, so I was a little late. All right.
What did he
Were you
do?
right
When
there?
you
We
say
didn't
hiccup.
see you.
Rose is gonna ask Fira, what did he do?
Palasar, you take the last 4 points of fire damage.
Aw.
Then it's
Yeah.
gone.
he
Burps out some fire.
I do.
like snorts out smoke from his nose.
I do very much prefer Zoltan's idea of having everybody convene. At least we know how they interact with each other as well.
Well, then we have to
Hayes will
shift
turn
the
to
girl
Verity
somewhere.
and ask,
Mm-hmm.
do you foresee a peaceful solution?
From what I see, if they have been continuing this experiment for so many years, I don't think they will want
Okay.
us to shut down.
Experiment.
Time out. I remember this being said when Zoltan was explaining, but they keep away from each other because when they're close by, their powers cancel out. Or something like that.
I think
Something
it's because of what they are doing with the experiments? Like one is radiant, one is shadow, right?
Yeah.
DM?
DM? Huh?
Well, he explained something about their different means and that sort of thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean their powers will cancel each other out, as in
Yeah, I
when they
don't think-
fight.
Yeah, I don't think it means that.
Zoltan
It just
said what he
means
said.
them.
It might. You never know. Anyway,
Yeah.
neither here
And
nor
then-
there.
Yeah,
You
Belisar's
hear,
gonna
like,
ask you about a fucking experiment.
We shall explain to Balasar
Yeah.
what the experiment is. Blah 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 blah. Oh, by the way, Adam was really interested in it.
Oh.
Who gives a shit about what he's interested in? Look. If we gather them together and they're all in one place, it's easier to kill them all, right? The question is, do you want them dead or are you gonna pussy out like the fucking dog over there?
I will have to apprehend him and bring them to court.
Out of clear question, how do we get off this island?
From what Zoltan seems to suggest, he says that the directors hold the key.
Okay.
So you would presume this includes the key to escaping and such.
All right.
May we convene with this Zoltan person?
Oh yeah, where is he?
Nowhere to be found.
He's back up the stairs.
You look
Yeah, but he
around,
was here.
You don't see Zoltan from.
Oh, he was the perpetrator all along.
And then slowly there's footsteps. As you see him come like walking slowly down the slope, unhurried.
Speak of the devil.
There's quite a few of you.
Hayes will ask. This one claims that if he is slain here, he will not return to the Inferno. Is this true?
Zoltan considers this. Of all things, this is what catches your attention.
Should it not?
Why should it? It's an insignificant being.
It
Who cares
appears
if it
to
dies?
behave very differently from the usual fiends or hellhounds that are met in Acheron. Did they experiment on this one as well?
I suspect long-term influence in this plane has affected some of its behavior. It is
Doesn't mean-
mellower.
Doesn't mean it
It is
cannot
very lawful.
return to the infernal planes.
Zoltan rubs his chin a bit. I recall something about this one. It was eager to seek employment, even though the Harmonium normally does not look kindly upon such things. I believe there was a story of some kind of it being dispossessed. Desperate. Though I am not entirely sure why.
I guess we'll have to bring him to question him later. But I would like to speak to the two of the directors before we make any final decisions. But this whole experiment and lab will be stopped.
Perhaps we
Don't
should
understand.
wait.
You
Some of
wish
these-
to open a dialogue after taking out their coordinator.
Exactly. I don't understand. Like I said just now, how are
We need to find out what's their intention.
But how are we going to get to a fucking peaceful resolution and call them together when we
We
attack
are-
their lapdog?
If it doesn't work, we will still have to apprehend them.
Where,
But we need to know at least why they are continuing with these experiments when it's illegal, clearly.
Zoltan looks at Verity. Then I hope you have an explanation ready for this violence.
I asked you, do you want to kill the dog? Which meant that we were going to attack these directors who do these experiments. And now you want to try the peaceful approach?
Not peaceful, just a little talk.
Fira taps Balasar. I think what he means is perfect positioning. Is that correct?
You will have to find the better position before they realize that you are there. If you attack them,
Fira shakes head. No, I mean, no one expects an attack in the middle of negotiations, correct?
Balasar raises an eyebrow.
then Verity looks at you all. That is my plan. But I want to know that if you are all confident to take them both down at once.
This is the first time I'm actually in agreement with you. I don't care about their experiments, but it seems to have ticked you off. I'm okay with killing them.
Before we proceed,
We are not killing them, we are apprehending them, but we'll knock them off unconscious and bring them to court.
well, that
I
is the way. But again, before we proceed, Zoltan, I presume,
Yes.
how do we leave this place exactly? Once we have them apprehended.
I am outnumbered. So control of the realm mainly falls in the hands of Director Tomoska and Director Harvest.
And once we push them aside, so to speak, you may send us back.
I would be willing to assist in any way I could after this.
Very much obliged. Right. So the plan is we have a meeting with both of them, and if things go south and they wish to not follow procedure, we'll take them out.
They have already been offline. There is no excuse for what they are doing.
Understood?
Out of character, do we need a official warrant for their arrest?
Well, technically you all do not have a warrant or anything or all that, but jurisdiction
Well-
matters.
Well, like if a Harmoner find another Harmoner member doing something unlawful and clearly is wrong,
And they just bring them in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it goes against your,
Yeah.
like you guys, your clans or
Good enough. This one will suggest we take a moment to attend to our wounds, and then looks toward Balazar and Fira because they appear to be slightly injured.
Who else is injured? Because I can do that. No, wait. Prayer
Are
of
you
healing?
planning-
Okay, sorry. I would like to give a bit of a moment for Rose to talk because I know she's trying to say something
Oh,
earlier.
okay.
No, Rose just wants to. I just want to ask: are you planning on long resting?
no.
No.
Zoltan
sure.
shakes his head. This zone of influence is precarious as it is.
No. She's asking. Lizard boy. Yeah.
No. Just a short rest.
Because
Like you said, take a moment to tend
Yeah.
to the wounds.
who needs healing? Because I can spend 1 second level spell and do it 2d8 plus whatever.
Actually,
Prayer of
Verity
healing.
will go towards Fira and then looks at her like injuries if she lets him.
Out of character, he wants the
That
short
works.
rest to recover his key points.
Okay, that
I
works
know.
too.
Like he's just gonna look at her injuries.
No, seriously, because if we need it, 2d8 plus my
Only me and
spellcasting
Fira are
ability
heavily
for
injured.
6
Sort
people.
out your own healing among yourselves.
You know, that's pretty
to
good.
answer our cleric's question, only me and Fear are heavily injured.
Okay,
How much is heavily?
Half.
okay.
Which is how much in terms of numbers?
I'm at 30.
Because I can do 2d8 plus
Just going to ask, is short rest
5.
possible?
Short rest.
Sultan looks at you and says, "Every moment we take in this realm is a risk. I will try to exert my influence,
Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway.
but beyond that, I don't.
No,
recommend
Verity will
carrying.
ask Ara to not do it.
Because prayer of
He's going
healing
to
is
heal.
pretty good. Like, you know.
But it's up to you if you want to conserve it for the next battle, because we are not having any short rest or long rest, I think. The less we waste time, the better it is.
It's like 10 minutes. And Hayes needs the thingy.
Like prayer of healing is reasonable, but a short rest then Zoltan is a bit of a question
Yeah.
on it.
Because I
It's
would
possible to short rest, but Zoltan warns that there are dangers.
mainly I want to get Belisar and Fira in a safe number, hopefully. Okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, do it then.
Where number?
Let's
Where
roll it.
number?
Sigh. Where number?
Alright.
Number no. No show.
2d8 plus
Understand.
5. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
plus
you'll
5.
get
Oh.
12.
All right. Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, Alara heals.
Oh, excuse me. Oh God.
Fira nods, thanks.
If Rose wants to be a savage, she can feed Sagal a good berry and then punch him in the face if he gets unruly and needs to be dropped down to 0 again.
Well, if he's at 1 speed, he can still run off, right?
Yeah, the problem
Yes.
is, although he listens to orders, there's nobody higher than director here.
But technically, what he really considers Verity Temperance as an officer who probably comes from someone a lot higher than the directors, because he's
Yeah.
here to check.
Well, no
So-
papers, not official. Remember that.
I'm thinking if Dustman Zoltan is like, yeah, we're being shut down, but directors, other guy and other guy have gone rogue, and so they need to be brought to justice. He might be willing to, you know.
So that is risky because this is a triad and they hold the majority.
Hmm.
Oh, do they not answer to anyone? These 3 people.
We are technically on the same 3 footing. They should answer to their own factol, but he's not here in person, is he?
Yeah, see, there's no proof that we
Yeah.
come under
Oh
direct
yeah,
orders
Verity has
of
an
Facto.
important question.
Hmm.
Does Factor Siren knows about this?
Did Verity ask anything?
Yeah, Verity asked. Did you not hear?
Does Facto Siren know anything about this?
Yeah, but basically you are asking the Zolta, right?
Zoltan, yeah. Verity is asking Zoltan.
Does Factor Siren know about this?
I believe the factor would have approved to have sent 2 supervisors, but as I said, a lot of things have changed since Governor Neva left.
Hmm.
Is he aware that this experiment is still
Is he?
ongoing?
I have been watching the astral streams drift for a while. It is very tranquil.
He hasn't been paying attention.
I am in no hurry to return to Sigil.
Bless you.
Sorry, that's my dad.
Bless you. Well,
Where
what
you
do
Are
you
of
say?
the harmonium still. Perhaps you have more recent news.
Factor Siren gave me the book that you wrote in conjunction with Governor Navarre, and he asked me to investigate further
A
on
book?
the case.
A book? It is published?
It seems so.
Yes.
How long
the
ago?
You show him the book.
How long
Yeah.
ago did you write and submit the book. Personally asking, since time holds no bearing here.
Zoltan gives you a 1,000-yard stare when you mention time.
Did it feel
There's no time
recent?
here.
And yeah, Verity shows him the book.
Zoltan
Do you
picks-
remember this?
Well, I have never seen it before. But published. How far things have gone. May I? He holds his hands out for it.
And Verity shows it, pass it to him.
He flips over. I am not a very fast reader. Ah, yes, this is the Governor Navarre's foreword. I see. He introduces himself as being solely responsible for the theory and not the practice. Dissociative as always. He flips a page. I see. Do you know where Navarre went now?
Is Verity... I thought he said Navarre passed or something.
From what Verity understands from the book, it seems Navarre has returned back to Mechanis.
Oh, wait. When he says the governor passed, that is another one, is it? Like-
Departed. He said departed.
Departed. Okay. Verity will say, well, the last time I heard, he went to Mechanis.
There is an interesting question to ask. A question,
What is he
if you
doing in
will.
Mechanis?
I think it is a question that Mercy Killers have raised at one point. If there is a crime, does it lie with the action or with the conception?
Verity thinks for a long moment.
I can think about killing that dog over there, but nobody here is gonna convict me of anything unless I actually do it.
This one agrees.
Then what of the inspiration to action?
One may write certain phrases, but it's up to the perceiver to perceive. Legally, you need both the action and the thought to be convicted of a crime. Without one or the other, conviction is less.
But here's another question. If you accidentally murder someone, are you free of crimes?
No, but you will not be convicted of manslaughter, for example.
How do you accidentally kill someone?
Oh, you
have
can.
to be a fucking idiot.
Or
Like you using a fireball on someone, for example, and then caught everyone in that fireball without thinking, for
Oh.
example.
Out of character, you accidentally burying yourself in sand and then murdering yourself.
For example.
That's called suicide. That's called suicide.
That's called suicide. That's like
That's still killing yourself.
yeah, that's still killing yourself.
if I shot.
Then you would have killed Adam. Oh,
Oh,
Yep.
Actus Reus and Mens Rea.
Alright, I can't.
that's a murder suicide.
The joke-
Zoltan holds his hands over the book. I think Governor Navarre departed at an opportune moment.
Are you saying that his test actually provoked the two other directors to pursue even more quote unquote knowledge?
Perhaps, and then he flees to avoid prosecution. Understandable.
It seems that we found the perpetrators of this crime.
The question now is, should we attempt to return back to Sigil to report it before attempting to apprehend the criminals? And then he's returned to Verity.
What is the procedure?
I don't think it is wise to go back right now. We have already left our footprints here.
I agree.
We will apprehend these two directors, and then we will go to Mechanus.
This one is at your disposal.
We're hunting the guy that ran away.
No.
Well,
Hunting the-
we're
Isn't
apprehending
Mechanus
the two
okay, wait, out of
directors.
character. Isn't Mechanus the place the guy ran away to?
Yeah, but before that,
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's what Balasar is asking. He's like, we're hunting the third guy.
no, 9.
Out of character, I think we arrest these two first, and then
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
No,
when we get back.
yeah, he heard the part where you guys are like, we arrest these two. He's asking about the third part.
Yeah.
He's like,
Verity was saying yes.
but why?
Verity wants to catch everyone.
Like a Pokemon master.
Yeah, but why?
Because he's also in the wrong.
Perhaps.
Alright, so I think what Zoltan said was he ran away because these two guys are trying to proceed, and then he doesn't want to
Yeah,
get
he
caught
was
in
just
it.
the no. Like to Balasar's understanding, this guy is the guy who conceived the idea, and then like he just because he didn't like it, like just ran away, right? He
Yeah,
didn't
like-
actually do the experiments.
Yeah,
He
it's
didn't actually do the
he saw other
experiments.
people using his notes, and he's like, "Wait, this is fucked up. I don't want to get into
So
trouble."
he didn't have
exactly.
the
Guys are doing
balls.
Exactly.
some
That's
shit.
why.
He
That's
didn't
why.
have the balls to tell that to other people, and he ran
Okay.
away.
Okay. Exactly. That's why. This is why Balasar is asking you why. That is the context of why Balasar is asking you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I get the whole thing. So he wasn't doing the experiment. He's just running away because people are proceeding with his
Yeah,
ideas.
because Balasar was like in the party of like, you know, if you don't do it, it's not fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that's why
then.
he's asking why. He's like, why are we chasing
okay,
the
so
third guy?
Balasar.
I retract that. So basically, Verity is going to apprehend the ones who are doing the experiments.
Okay.
Yeah.
I retract the why.
Okay. Because
Okay,
my
we're all on the
answer
same page.
my answer
on
to
the
the
same
why
page.
would be accountability.
Mm-hmm.
As a factal of something starting another thing, you're accountable to the rest of the factions to say, hey, this happened. Can you stop these guys? Because they're your people. But instead he went, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
No, he's not a factor. He's just a governor.
I figure he's like, oh, they're gonna pin this shit on me, and I'm not gonna be able to defend myself, so I'm
That's
about.
why-
Yeah.
That's why Zoltan said he left at an opportune moment.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
like, oh, the only guy who could possibly be a witness is freaking staring at the spirits 24/7. No one's gonna listen to what he says.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Can't blame him, TBH.
Yeah, like person coming with a theory doesn't mean he is responsible for it.
Yeah, it's pretty much,
Regardless,
Pol
regardless.
Pot's little
We're all
Out
on the
of
same
character.
page.
I think the plan is we apprehend these two guys, and
And-
then we see what happens from there.
Yeah, we let Saren
Yeah.
make the decision.
Yeah, Saren will have to. I mean, it's obviously wrong, but I'm not sure what Saren's judgment will be.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because you have to remember, somebody said, was it Sail who said some people in the factions want this to happen?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that is
No, I
the
think
other one.
that's
That's the
different.
codex.
That's
That's
different.
oh,
the
that's the
codex.
codex.
That's the
Yeah.
the war, the blood war.
Yeah, but this is involved in the blood war as well because it's something about the dark and the light.
I think it might be different, but I could be wrong.
I think it's the
We'll
same.
see. Anyway, first plan apprehend these two person
Yes.
experimenting on people.
Agreed. And having them
So the
together
Plan
means
is you get Huh?
Having them together means we don't waste spell slots.
that's true.
It
Okay.
means one encounter instead of two encounters.
Exactly.
Oh, we're gaming the system.
Okay, sure. All right. So the plan is we get Zoltan to ask them two to convene. Verity is attempting to ask them why they're still doing this, and then if things go south, you guys can go on.
Yes. We speak to them and tell them that they're under arrest and for them to come peacefully.
Yep.
And then they come peacefully and we go back to Situ.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if they come peacefully, they're under arrest.
We kill everybody except the two head honchos, right?
What?
I don't think there's anyone else.
No, it's
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
only the honchos
it's
and
just
the
the
dog.
three
There's only-
guys.
Yeah. It's just
Oh.
3 guys and the dog.
Yeah.
And the experiments, if any, is still
Verity
alive.
is not planning to get the doggo condemned, so it's okay, guys.
I think-
He's going to be...
Shah would like to keep the doggo, but that's just Shah.
No,
Yeah, that's why I
Verity, we just
think
said
we
this, the dog is just employed to do things, so he doesn't really know
Yeah.
what's what.
Yeah,
Doggo
so-
will join
He's-
a faction when it goes back.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
why are
Yeah.
you attacking the coordinator? And I'm like, oh, you're a camp coordinator.
Rose just sees her friends attacking it, so I was like, yes, we have to do this.
I guess.
Right.
I guess this is what we're doing.
A tear runs down Rose's eye as she cocks back her arrow bow and arrow.
Everybody hurts.
Yeah, she even forgets her extra attack. Or that she does extra core damage to fiends. It's like, no. Oh well.
Anyway, Verity will ask Zoltan.
So, what happens if we leave this plane with the two directors? Are you still planning to stay here?
We will cross that bridge when we get there. There are a lot of
Already not.
uncertainties currently.
Verity nods and says,
Could you tell me about their abilities? Or what kind of contraptions have they came up with?
I see. Let me think a bit. Let me gather my thoughts. Give me a moment. Tomoska and Harvest. One was more chatty, the other more silent.
yes, I've seen them before.
And as to their personalities and their stances on the experiment, my understanding from Governor Navarre's explanation is that positive energy gives rise to positive and active traits. Light, warmth, dryness, activity, creation, and so on and so forth. Tomoska associated this with anarchy, violence, and ambition. Technically correct? While negative energy gives rise to negative or passive traits, darkness, wetness, cold, passivity, entropy. Harvest associated this with cynicism, laziness, and solitude. Also technically correct. Both saw these properties as being counterproductive to ultimate harmony. And I believe their actions stem from there onwards. I can't recall quite the rest of the book off the back of my hand.
the way they're doing it, it is not a natural procedure.
I showed you the centrifuge. Would you like me to show you?
Yes.
Would the rest of you like to continue on the tour
I
or
don't-
skip to the meeting? Your choice.
I defer to the two officers.
Is there
I think we all should see how they are conducting these experiments on the subjects.
is there anything
you guys-
important you think we should see before we meet them?
What? You broke up for me?
Is there
said-
anything we should see before we meet them?
Yeah, there you go.
What do you consider important?
Have any of the experiments caused any dangerous creatures that might seep into Sejo, for example, or the primitive planes?
My understanding is that not many experiments are unsuccessful, and the products are immalleable.
Yeah.
I think Verity described something like that. A product purged of negative energy, unable to receive more.
If we take the tour around this place, would we come across those kind of products, and will it attack us?
As a director, I'm able to exert limited influence.
Alright, noted.
Though
Okay.
I have not traveled with such a large group before.
I guess the question is now to the group, do we want to risk something going awry?
This one believes it
I
might
think we should all see
for you
it.
to see for yourselves.
A tour would be lovely.
Sultan, can we then keep a safe distance from whatever we're looking at?
Of course, we will do our best.
Then we shall have a look.
All right, and I think we'll stop here for tonight.
Yay!
Well,
I can finally breathe again.
Doggo lips.
you heard it here
Okay.
first, guys. Balasar does not breathe.
He buries himself.
Balazar's plan is terrible.
I swear, if I find a director who did that to me, I'ma slit his fucking throat. Fuck.
I think I dropped enough hints as to the nature of where you are.
Ah.
In the place of many voices. Okay, with that, anybody who's watching, thanks for watching. We will see you next week on
Thank you.
Tuesday because nobody's changing plans, right?
Nope.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Bye!
Ciao.
Bye bye.
God, shenanigans. Alright.